and it's like good for making salsa. It's like a bowl, I don't know, medium-sized bowl, and then it's got like a blade on the inside, and then you spin it, and it'll, you cut the tomatoes up in like quarters or whatever, and put some onion and the peppers in there, and I can make fresh salsa right away.
Yeah, about bad apples, I should have plenty of banana peppers, bell peppers, maybe some jalapenos by then.
Nice.
I picked probably a dozen tomatoes today, beef steak tomatoes and heirloom tomatoes, and then another 2 dozen cherry tomatoes. And literally, I'm gonna have to pick that many more tomorrow. I mean, it's really starting to produce now. In a few weeks, we'll see what we got, but more likely, I could probably bring a 5-gallon bucket of tomatoes.
Nice. Do you have pear tomatoes at all?
Pear tomatoes? No, right now we're only growing three types.
Oh, okay.
There's more than one type of tomato?
Man, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's lots. I love them, but my tongue doesn't love them. The acids. My taste buds will swell up.
Did you say something about your assets? What did you say?
Acids.
The tomatoes have acid in them, and if I eat too many tomatoes, like your taste buds will swell up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know what happens if you eat like a quart jar of tomatoes. You'll flush your system out pretty quick.
You'll start turning red.
Now that we're live on YouTube, right?
Exactly.
Nailed it.
Yeah, right. So, Brian, no flying for you tonight. Winds were sketchy as all get out.
Yeah.
Jade, Eric, what you got for winds over there?
And rain and thunder.
Oh, we've gotten rid of that already, hopefully. I haven't even checked the weather for this weekend, but I haven't flown since I put that video out about camping and flying over the alligators. So, oh man, you're talking I don't even know how many weeks it's been now. Good Lord. It's been a minute, and I'm starting to feel like I need to fly.
Yeah, the weather has not been cooperating with us.
It's pretty windy there in the background, Eric.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, why didn't you take me along?
He
That
said
is
something
not
about
sand.
peace.
That is actually snow.
He said something about peace and quiet. I don't know what that meant, Jade.
Let's see here.
Oh, Will Fly's here. I don't know why Will's not on the show. Or Mark.
He's probably trying to fly too.
Yeah. So, damn. All right. So, what do we need to talk about? Anything precedent, or are we just hanging out talking about whatever comes up? I'm gonna wait probably another 5 minutes or so and share what I got to share, and we'll go from there.
So I got good news and bad news.
You saved a ton of money on your car insurance by switching to Geico?
Nah. Nice. Yeah, I didn't get to fly today. I got my wing out there, and I was able to actually kite my wing to check out all my lines, which is unusual. Normally I'm taking off in no wind launches. And so that's going to be an easy launch. I let the balloon go. It went up to 100 feet, popped. I said, well, that's probably not good. And we let another one go, and it went up about 200 feet, was headed south. Well, actually, it was headed northeast, and then it just took a sudden change. It did a little woo-woo and turned about 45, 50 degrees to the north. Man, there's some nasty air up there, so we backed out. But I solved my noise problem on my audio. For the past 3 months or whatever, I've been struggling. Every time I crank the engine, get so much noise in the audio on the GoPro that the file's not even usable. It just pop, 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 pop every time it fires. And turns out Nick and a lot of the other guys were right that I didn't have an R type plug in there, a resistor type plug with the R on it. And I swapped that out today, man, and it just completely solved the problem. Now I sit there and run the engine full throttle, talking, and you couldn't even hear the engine running. Just night and day.
And it's because of a R plug?
Yeah. So there's the type of plug you're supposed to use on a Moster 185 apparently is a resistor type plug. It actually has to have a R in the number printed on the side of it. Yeah, mine's like a BR or something. It's probably not the right plug. But yeah, it makes a huge difference if you start recording.
Huh. I haven't ventured into that part of it yet. I don't know. I'm having a hard time coming up with not so much. Does anybody have Mark Elroy that can send him the chat room info? Actually, you know what?
I can do it.
Okay, thanks, Jade.
Okay. No, you.
Yeah, thank you. Can you please do it?
Okay.
The cost of a GoPro, I mean, they're great. It's great for video and stuff. I just can't. I don't know. I just can't seem to pull the money out to do it. It just seems like a lot of money for. I don't know. Maybe that'll help my videos out. I don't know. I can't seem to. My wife has told me several times to get one, and I can't do it. Can't pull the trigger on it. It just seems like, man, if you use it as a chase cam, what if you lose your chase cam, or it hits your prop and destroys the camera? You put it on your helmet, it falls off, goes through your prop, something happens. I mean, I've heard probably 8 different people tell me they've lost multiple GoPros on different scenarios. I'm like, man, I wouldn't be able to leave the doggone field if I knew my GoPro was laying out there somewhere. I'd be all over that thing. I spent 2 hours looking for my $50 one day. I wasted more time than it was worth.
Eric, why don't you tell him the story about your camera that I had to go find?
I know nothing. As far as GoPros are concerned, I mean, I like the GoPros 7s and 8s. You know, they were using the same battery. Well, wait, no, 7s, 8s. They went to a blue top battery, and then all of a sudden they came out with the 9, and none of the batteries are interchangeable. So I guess what do they call that? Progression or something? You know, trying to make these things better. Right. I think they're just trying to make the batteries last longer in the cold weather. But man, it's just, I wish, you know, the only thing that's you can swap out and reuse from the old GoPro 3s is the mounts. And I really wish they would stick with something that, you know, because they have those media mods for the 8s, and it doesn't fit anything but the 8s.
Yeah.
I had 2 Hero 5s I've been using for the last 4 years, and I just went to a 9. And yeah, it's a bigger battery, totally different type of case. I really don't like the mounting type case. Hey, we got Mark. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys.
I was gonna say, then there's guys like Mark Elroy's got 52 camera angles, all GoPros, and he's not lost any cameras. He's just left them because he can't remember where he places all of them. That's all that is.
A little bit of truth.
If there's a traffic cone with a GoPro on top of it, it's Mark's.
Yeah, or 2.
Or 2, yeah.
Yeah, I got one individual that camps near you sometimes. Dropped his pants in front of both cameras at Swanee.
Who did that?
Somebody that camped right next to you.
Uh-oh. Wasn't me.
You know it's not Brian. Brian's not like that.
I was camped right beside him though.
I think my intentions is to print it out, you know, a picture of it and make a wanted poster out of it and
There
not show their face or anything, just the other end of the face, and put it up at Bad Apples.
It sounds like a good T-shirt, man. Do you
Yeah.
recognize this butt?
Yeah.
Can anybody ascertain the person in this
Yeah.
picture?
That's the truth.
There's got to be 100 jokes to make about that. Holy crap!
You crack me up,
Yeah.
man.
And it was
Me?
funny because, of course, the camera's running the whole time. I had taken off in launch, and he was just standing there watching me launch. Well, then he sees the camera, walks up, drops his pants, and then pulls them back up. And then 30 seconds later, he's like, "Oh, another camera." He walked over there to that cone and dropped them
So
again.
he was just going around mooning everybody's camera that was set up, huh?
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I think I can hang out with this person. He sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Apparently,
Was he
I can't
there?
wrap this out.
What was he there with his wife?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know exactly.
And two really cute dogs, especially Cupid.
Oh no!
But I'm not saying his name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. I'm gonna have to give him a hard time about that when I see him at
Yeah.
Bad Apples.
Yeah.
Hey, I am going to be bringing my projection screen, so we could put that on there.
Yeah, I'm sure I still got the whole footage other than
He
just
said-
the still picture.
He said the whole footage.
Yeah.
It would have been really bad if he did it right during your launch and you needed the video.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
he came down there to video because that was the morning after the really exciting launch. The
I
old
remember
just the tip launch.
Yeah.
Shane and I were watching that. Was like, oh man, check that guy out. Must be a newbie. Yeah, he's still oscillating.
Golly.
Oh,
No, I tensed up so much watching. I didn't at the time, like I said, I didn't know it was you. I was like, what is that guy doing? Holy crap. And then you were up there oscillating forever. I'm like, is he doing that on purpose? And then someone kept saying, oh, he's I bet he's an acro guy or something. And I'm like, okay, but why is he just swinging there? He just swinging. 10 minutes later, he's
Yeah.
still swinging.
Yeah, if acro means praying, yeah, it was acro.
You were acroing the hell out of it, huh?
I was acro talking to Jesus.
Yeah, right.
there you go. Sounds like a good video. Y'all should go check it out on Mark McElroy's YouTube channel.
Oh,
Yeah.
No doubt.
I don't know who hasn't ever seen that. I mean, geez, that is a very intense video. And your face, mine would have been way worse than that. I would have lost it would have been good. My face would have been horrible.
Hey, we never stop learning this sport, man. No matter how good we are or what we can do, I think we're all going to have days where we're challenged. And yeah, I'm pretty sure if I would have went up in the air today with the nasty air like it was, I probably would have been trying to get on the ground as quickly as I could.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully I made the right decision. Look outside now. It's like, looks totally flyable.
Let me see here. I am fixing to drop that video in the chat. You guys take a look at that when we get done here. That's Mark Elroy's tip and cage drag on takeoff. Came up with grass on your prop or on your cage. And for anybody that hasn't seen your video, Mark, how many hours did you have on that Puma?
When I got done with that flight, it had a total of 2.4 hours, and that included break-in. That was only the second time I flew it. That thing was almost $13,000.
Holy crap, man!
Yep. I actually sold that one. I don't know, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, speaking of sold,
13,000.
yeah, it's a carbon frame.
It had carbon everything. Had carbon throttle, carbon seatboard, carbon hoop, dual start, Mike super lights. I dolled it all up. It was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute, and now it's gone.
Hey, I wanted to. Brian said something earlier on the pre-show about your paratrailer, and I told him that you sold it, and you weren't very happy about it.
No.
Can you elaborate, please?
I really like that thing. I put a lot of effort into it, and anyways, when I sold my house, I didn't have a place to keep it indoors, and I don't like stuff to be outside, so it had to go. And I sold it to a guy. He came up and an elderly gentleman, and he said he was going to take it. He said, I could take this thing down by the river and go fishing, and I could take it to a football game. And yeah, he had no use for it. He didn't have a proper use for that trailer.
Because he wasn't into flying, right?
Yeah, that was built to hold a paramotor. Not your junk.
Did you try to sell them on the idea of getting into paramotors?
No, this guy, he had his hands full just getting down the driveway, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian, can you hear the disappointment in him when he's talking? he's so disappointed.
It just sucked. I really didn't need the money, but I didn't have anywhere to park it, and I didn't have a use for it anymore. So I'll get over it in a couple years.
Yeah, it sucks to work hard on something and then sell it and not be appreciated, I guess.
Yeah, really, I blame it on my parents. If they hadn't bought and given me an RV, if they didn't buy that travel trailer for me, I could have used that little paracamper.
Yeah, what a bunch of jerks they are.
Yeah,
buying you a camper. How dare them?
I need to give my dad the bad apples.
Yeah, I enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah, maybe he'll come. He's good. He's real good.
He's recovered okay?
Yeah, he's recovered perfect, and he goes to the VA down there in St. Pete. There's a big VA hospital, and anyways, that's where he goes, and they're taking their sweet time getting his blood straightened out and stuff. But I mean, he has no side effects from the stroke, so thank God for that. Dude. He's perfect.
Yeah, man, that's I was devastated when you told me, man. I had everybody I know that's ever had a stroke is just, you can tell that they've had a stroke, and you're telling me that everything's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I have a picture of you and my dad and Brian and myself, the four of us standing there like the day or two before. And I was thinking, man, if he had gotten geeked up or died, that would be like the last picture I had with him. And all of us are there with our pair of life shirts on. And that picture ain't going nowhere.
Did I give you a high resolution copy of it?
No, I just have one off my phone, I think.
Okay. I'll be glad to send it to you, man. Sure.
I'm sorry. Mark, I did tell you I put your shirt in my trailer. It's already in there. There's no way I can forget it. I have to forget the entire camper to forget your shirt.
That kind of, we'll see about that when you get there.
Man, I feel like
put a little sign on your mirror to make sure that the camper's behind you.
No, I won't be forgetting that. My wife will, if I leave here with just a pellet smoker and my truck, she'd be like, where are we sleeping at? I'd be like, oh crap.
The camper.
I don't know.
Yeah, good.
I don't know about you guys, but I have already, there are 10 towels in the camper. The beds have already been made. We've wiped it down several times, cleaned the floor. Like, dude, every day I come home, like, there's something else I got to do. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be in that camper. So yeah, dude, we're trying to just make sure everybody, T-Roy Cooks is in the house. Good Lord. We got high roller here.
I like that shirt.
I moved half my kitchen Tupperware out to the new camper, cleaned out our kitchen in the house.
I can't wait to see your rig, Jade. I know the exact layout. We looked at that camper as well.
Yeah.
But we don't have a truck anymore that can pull that size. Eric, what size is your truck now? Is that 450?
No, that's just a 2,500.
Okay.
I have a 1-ton, but I'm selling that. So, I mean, the dealership was going to give me what I paid for the 1-ton 3 years ago,
Right.
as a trade-in value, and it's like, okay, this is a no-brainer. So, all I did is moved up in years, but it's a 3/4 ton. Now, Jade and I both noticed that when it's unloaded, it rides really smooth. So, a lot better than the 1-ton.
Right. All right. So we have 15 people watching right now. I have something to ask you guys as the viewers. I want to do an intro video for this show, and I want to do an intro. I'll use the same intro for my videos. What I'm wanting to do is have you guys go through my videos, find the clips that you like. In the comments of those videos, put down, let's say, whatever video you're looking at, it's 4 minutes and 10 seconds, and then to whatever 4 minutes and 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And then just put that down in the comments. And then what'll happen is I'll get all the video that everybody comments on. I'll put it together on I'll screen share it, and we'll pick, if there's a bunch of them, then Mike, Big Cat 305, hello, sir. T. Roy Cooks and Big Cat. How you guys doing? Long time. What I'm going to do is I'll have everybody choose, like, on who's their favorite, what's the favorite clip to start with, and then we'll go on from there. I want to try to keep it 30, maybe 35 seconds long. And then we're going to also do, if you want to help out Jade, Eric, Brian, all the guys that are on the Monday night show, if you want to help them out, and including Mark Elroy, if you guys just want to watch some videos and say, I think this is a really good clip for an opening or intro, then just put down the time that you think is the best part of that clip in the comments, and we'll make an intro. And then you'll be helping us put an actual intro into the show when we start. In the chat, do you guys like that idea, or does it sound complicated, or am I not describing it well? I just came up with this idea today, by the way. Big Cat, I just and T-Roy, I just bought a what is it, a Pit Boss Austin XL. So far, I'm in love with that thing. It's not, I don't get the great flavor like I do from my charcoal smoker, but I do get really, I don't have to tend to it constantly. It's great. Set it and forget it. Pretty easy. But anyways, I'm loving that thing. And we're going to get to see what I do. I'm actually going to do a, what did I cook at Bad Apple? So everything we cook, I'm going to videotape the start and finish of it. Not the whole cook, just when it goes in, when it comes out. That'll be the 2 photos. And then I'll do a video of that for Bad Apples.
Hopefully you're going to use some good apples for whatever you're cooking.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
What's up, Will?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Same old,
Hey.
same old.
Hey, Will, did I share that info with you, by the way, about the intro video thing?
No, well, just now.
Okay.
Yep. And Brian, tell me about the winds today.
Yeah, so I checked windy, and it was forecasting 7, gusting 16 at 7 p.m. We went out there, we got it set up about 6. There was definitely a little bit of wind, a little bit more than I normally launch in. I was able to kite my wing to check all the riser lines. So, normally I can't do that. And release a balloon. We have a bag that's got some of the balloons are defective, so I don't think this is anything to do with it. But the first balloon went up about 100 foot. It just popped. I've never seen one do that. and fell to the ground. The second balloon we let up, it went up probably about 200 feet, and it was headed in a northeastern direction, wind out of the southwest. And it just, we watch it go up, watch how steady it is. And you don't want to see it doing all this, you know. That's what it did. It did a quick little rump, and then it changed by about 45 degrees, and it started hauling butt in a different direction. So obviously there was some nasty air up there.
Yeah.
And we decided to call it. Dad had the Quicksilver on the runway. I had the wing all laid out, put the motor on my back, and, you know, packed it all up, put it up.
Hey, real quick, there's a statement in the chat. T. Roy Cooks, he says, "Hey, Bill, I want that truck in the background. Why don't you share a little secret about that truck?"
Oh, it's a 1951 Chevy. Me and my dad put a whole new drivetrain in it. I put a crate 350 in it, 700 R4 transmission, with a lockup torque converter. So it'll get down the road pretty quick, no doubt. It's a lot of fun to drive. Upgraded to disc brakes. Everywhere I go, people just come to me and start talking to me. That's what I really like about the truck. It really breaks down barriers for people. And every other place I go, somebody tries to buy it from me. So I just started telling people I'll take $1 million for it. Whenever somebody gives me $1 million, I'll sell it. But no, it's sentimental, man. And I've got a lot of offers on it. I don't ever plan to sell it for sure.
Very nice. Yeah. That video you did of it, I did it. It's just, you just use it for moving stuff around the yard and stuff, don't you?
No, man, I when I worked up at Auburn as an engineer, I drove it back and forth on the interstate every day, 75, 80 miles an hour every day. No problem, man. I probably put 50,000 miles on that truck since 2012, at least. But it's fun, man. I use it. I've pulled boats with it. I've got my paramotor, place to strap the motor down in the back of the bed. I've taken it to head local airport a couple of times with a motor in my back.
So T. Roy said, "So truck isn't for sale." Laugh out loud.
Yeah. I hope I'm never in a financial situation where I need to sell this truck, man. I'll never be able to get the money out of it I've put in it probably, but it's like I said, it's sentimental probably for the most part. It's the first hot rod I ever built,
and it's badass.
So you did not go up today, right, Brian?
What's that?
You did not fly today.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Well, the reason I was asking, and Shane, I'm sorry, were you done?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, I was just the reason I was asking is because and Nick Griffith said Wendy was wrong today, which Wendy, it's hit or miss with that, you know, at least it's been for me at my location. But I've looked, you know, been in a situation like today, for example. The wind was supposed to be kicking right now, and you know, it came around that time, and I'm looking, and you know, it's like, no, I could have been flying right now, you know. But the thing is, and I've been in the exact situation where at the surface, the wind is just like, man, it's chill. Yep. It's like perfect flying weather. And then 100 feet off the ground, oh my God, the models are right, you know? And so somehow magically you get from 100 feet to 500 feet without somehow going to the numbers in between, you know? It's like the elevator ride. But anyways, I really hesitate, you know, when I see a forecast and I see that it's wrong, I really question it, you know, because that could be scary.
Wendy was wrong for me today. I always check it, and I just have the free version or whatever I think it is. But you know, so I check it at ground level, 300 feet, 2,000 feet, 2,500 feet, and I check the velocity and direction. And you know, it was like 7 miles an hour at ground, 11 miles an hour, same direction at every altitude above that, up to like 2,500 feet. So say that looks pretty good. It'd probably be pretty laminar up there, but that's why we do the balloon release. I've had a couple flights where I took off, windy looked good, and you know, I didn't do a balloon release, and I go up there and there's some nasty air at a transition.
I've
For
never
sure.
done a balloon release, and actually sounds like a really good idea. So you could just have a little container of helium or a can of
Yeah.
helium, or
Go to any party supply store, and the helium is not real cheap. You buy these little pink tanks, and you know, they come in different sizes. I think mine costs about $40. You'll fill a couple hundred balloons with it probably. You just
Right.
go buy a big bag of balloons. Yeah, we use a latex one, and you know, they won't they'll deteriorate pretty quickly in the sunlight, whatnot.
Hey, let me ask you something. Who's your on any of your videos or on lives or what have you? What's the biggest YouTuber that's ever come on your show or channel, whatever? Like made comment in your video or what have you?
who are you asking?
Everybody.
Kyle of Glee, I guess, would be the one for me. He made a comment on my video, one of my videos.
So
Yes, same here. I had Kyle and Eric Farewell. You know,
So the guy in the chat, T. Roy Cooks, that guy has 366,000 subscribers.
Nice.
What's that?
366,000?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then Big Cat, he's like at 11.5, I think he is. These guys are top-notch guys. They're good. They're good people. They're you know, you get some of these guys that get big on YouTube, and they wouldn't take the time or the day for you. But these guys, I mean, they stop by tonight. I know it doesn't really matter if they are here for the whole show or just 30 seconds. I'm thankful. You know what I mean? It's friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
those
Hey, I had,
those numbers are more than 128, right?
Yeah. Just barely by a few 100,000.
I know you're all going to be impressed with this one, but I actually had DP comment on one of my videos.
Wow, man.
Hey, where, crap. T-Roy, what part of Texas are you in? He said he wants to fly. I know there are a couple of tandem people over there that could make that happen for you.
I had a famous chef comment on some of my videos. Skinny
I
Chef
know,
Shay.
me too.
Oh
And
God.
the and the
pretty good.
famous will fly on mine.
I had
Oh,
a
Will-
dude that flew to McDonald's comment on one of my videos when I broke a leg.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Mr. Tucker got, of course, Eric
That's what I-
Farrell's comment on a few, but
Don't know who you're talking about.
All right. So in Austin, Texas, what's the closest school they have over there that anybody knows offhand that they do tandems over there?
was it Texas Paramotor? What is it? Longhorn? Heckgummit. There's a big school in Texas that's affiliate of Aviators. I can't think of the name right off the top of my head. Somebody in the chat will get it. Lone Star Paramotors?
Yeah,
Lone
that's
Star.
it.
Yeah.
T-Roy, if you look up Lone Star Paramotor, they're in Texas. I'm not 100% sure exactly where, but if you call them up and say you want an introductory tandem flight, they can make that happen for you. And just so you know, it's very, very addicting sport. So if you do it and you love it, you're gonna be in trouble because you will be oh yeah, Kent, where is dang it, you just put it on there. What chat's moving too fast. Lone Star PPG, they're in San Antonio. Trike Flyer. Where's Trike Flyer at? He's in what part of Texas is he in?
I have no idea.
But yeah, they
He's not too far away from the Georges, I thought.
I can't remember. Oh crap.
Man, you trying to get people into paramotors. It ain't just a paramotor and a wing. Then you're gonna need a pair camper. You're gonna need a truck to pull the pair camper, a fly in. So it adds up.
Hey, I hate to break it to you, but those guys out in Texas, they already got trucks. And probably have a camper as well. But if you look in the chat, T-Roy, there's a whole bunch of information in there. I will honestly tell you though, if it happens and you get to fly, it's like nothing else. Just picture yourself sitting in your chair and then 2,000 feet down below is the ground, because that's pretty much what it is. You got your feet hanging, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, come to Bad Apples, man. Come to one of those fly-ins. We'll get you a tandem ride, and you'll get to experience it. And I can't imagine anybody going up and just not liking it, but I'm sure there's a few people. More than likely, you'll be addicted, like Shane says. First flight.
Yeah, that dude, it's bad.
Hey, Sean, or Shane,
What's up?
pulling a Walter. Hey, a guy named Sean Simons. Don't forget him. I bet he's commented on a few of our videos. He's got a few subs. Oh, David Wolf. He commented on my video. So there's those two. But did you read? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Someone made a comment. Chris Fenimore. Did you read his comment?
He's training an aviator right now. Talking about that?
Yeah, but he said something. He loves watching y'all, and then 23,000 subs here. So I don't know if that means he's got 23,000 subs, or I don't know what that means.
I don't even. Actually, I have 23,000. I have over 23,000 views on my channel, but I don't have that. Nothing. I got 538.
I think it means he says we like watching you, Shane. 23,000 subscribers here. So that's awesome. Yeah. Right on, man.
I
was excited. I gained 2 more today. I think I'm at 65.
Hey, I got news for you. Nick Griffith, who is a huge supporter of almost every YouTube channel about paramotoring, is, I think right now, 3 subscribers away from being his first 100. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Nick or Jade or Eric, then maybe you guys should help them out.
I believe I am. Subscribe.
Chris says, yep, I have 23,000 subs on my channel. So way to go, Chris.
How the heck did you do that? And what do you, I just looked for your, I can't imagine not being subbed to his channel, but I don't see, it didn't pop up on my, when I Googled it or YouTubed it. Neither does, oh, there's Nick's. Okay. I'm already subbed to Nick, but Chris, I don't see your channel. At first one it pops up is some old dude. It's got 182 subscribers, and then it's cooking stuff.
Well, it might not be paramotor related.
Well, that's fine, but I don't see anybody with his name that has more than 1.5 thousand, 2,000 there. I have no idea. I don't see it. Let me see here. How do I get him? How do we get his get him to post the YouTube channel on the chat?
So just ask him, right?
Well, it won't let him. Actually, yeah, I don't think he can. Here, I'll just do this. Hold on. All right, Chris, you're now a moderator. If you can drop your YouTube channel in the chat, then I can double check to make sure I am or am not subscribed. If I'm not, I will be. There it is. All right, so I need to copy that because I don't want to switch off of here. Do this. Paste.
Yeah. That's
No
true.
result. No results found. What am I doing wrong? Stupid.
No, I typed it in too in YouTube and it didn't come up for me either, but the link works.
I am not a subscriber, but I am now. And I just hit the bell.
Man, is that a freaking chainsaw?
That's more than that's what they use for cutting lumber. And I know a chainsaw is used for cutting lumber, but to plain lumber, make a wood planks and stuff. Good Lord, sorry.
Dang, man. Cool deal. You know,
Now-
paramotorists, we like all walks of freaking life. You know, it is a huge melting pot of different careers and backgrounds, and really interesting.
Yeah, Michael, it worked for me too, but I had to click on that instead of copy and pasting it at a different window. But it works, yes. I am.
Hey, would it be okay if we all put our YouTube links in there and we can add everybody's?
Yeah, you can drop it all you want.
Drop it like
You're-
it's hot.
You're like second in command over here.
Jade, can you drop mine? I don't know how to.
Yes, Eric.
Where did my check go?
He said that is a 72-inch bar on his chainsaw with a 137cc engine.
What?
Good.
Man.
So you don't find that at Tractor Supply. You're gonna just walk into Tractor Supply and find one of those chainsaws. So I take it you are a
Lumberjack?
or competition chainsaw cutter? I have no idea.
Dude, that's crazy to watch. That is insane.
Chainsaws, out of all hand tools and power tools, chainsaws are the only thing that I literally cannot stand to use.
Nick Griffin says lumber mill. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah, they use the chainsaw to cut planks out of a whole length of tree or what have you. So when you see those unfinished or raw edged tabletops, that's what they use to cut those out.
Oh, those slabs? I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, am I wrong about that? Or what's that chain? Chris, tell us what that chainsaw, big ass chainsaw, is used for. What do you use it for other than cutting down trees? Which I doubt you. That's gotta be a big ass tree. Yeah, anybody on the channel, Mark Elroy, drop your channel in the chat as well. I mean, these guys come on the show to hang out and we have fun, but it's also you guys enjoy watching us because you're here, and most of you are here every Tuesday night. So why not watch their videos too? So I love Will's editing and stuff, but Jade, I don't know what it is with her. She is very good at making her little clips and the movie title at the end of it and stuff. I love that.
Yes.
She's, for just getting started, dude, she's way past I am, and I've been doing this for, I don't know, 2 years now.
I flew the other day. When did we fly? Saturday morning, and I still can't put together in my head my video that I want off of the 18 GoPros that I had dragging along with me.
Man, I've got a foot cam, I've got a chase cam, I've got a wingtip cam, I've got a what else you got there? A helmet cam. You've got a helmet cam that is actually taking pictures of your helmet cam. And then all right, so Chris said you are correct, Shane, just for slabbing wood, big wood, and bucking large stumps. So yeah. Why? Okay, Chris, can you answer why they want so much money for those doggone slabs? Is it just supply and demand? Is it? Man, I actually was
a tree, man. Right? It's a pretty big slice of wood, right? You're talking about?
Yeah, and usually they're like 2.5 or 3 inches thick too. I mean, they're chunks of wood, and but you're talking $200, $300, $400 for these things, depending on the type of wood, and more. Actually, more than that. The ones that I was looking at not too long ago was, man, what the heck was it? Because a lot of you guys have heard me complain about not knowing what to do with this game room that I'm in. I want to turn it into a bar room, and I was going to do one of those slabs of wood and then do the clear coat over top of it, the epoxy. And when I looked at the price of that, I was just like, no, maybe I'll just get a butcher block and put that as a bar top, because I can't afford that slab.
Have you
So
seen
those slabs, though?
Go ahead,
Go
Eric.
ahead, Mark.
Mark, go.
I was, have you all seen those live edge tables where they put epoxy river down the middle of them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking at a dining room table of one of those that was over 10 grand. But I mean, it's a piece of artwork. It is incredible.
Eric
I've
doesn't know it yet,
built
but
that.
I'm making one of those.
Yeah, it's a 2-part epoxy you mix together. And put I've helped make several of those like bottle top bars. I made quite a few tables, man. That's one thing I dabble in is carpentry and stuff.
Well, my laundry
Love
room, I did the clear coat epoxy stuff over top of it, and it turned out great, except for it was my very first go at it, and I did get a couple little bubbles, and I didn't know about the heating thing, the torch to get the bubble out. So I ended up sanding that down and then going over it, and it came out beautifully. Too bad it's in the laundry room and no one will ever see it. And my wife doesn't put all the laundry away, so it's always covered up anyways. I'm like, oh, come on. I put it over top of a nice birch sheet of plywood and then stained it and then clear coated it or epoxied it, and came out beautiful, but no one will ever see it because there's always some laundry on there of some sort.
Yeah, so those slabs, the machines, those lumber mills, those portable mills are very expensive, for a nice one. But I've seen lately, they're taking, Brian, you may know this, they're taking electrodes and putting it into wood and using the transformers off of microwaves to actually etch this wood, and it burns it, and it goes and it looks like trees or the limbs of trees. It is kind of neat, but it's very dangerous because of the if you accidentally grab onto it, it's not going to be fun. But it is kind of neat.
I'm actually getting ready to buy one of those portable sawmills in about the next 5 years. We've got about 50 acres up in Pines, not on our government contract anymore. That's part of my retirement plan, is spend about 1 month a year dropping trees. I'm going to kill them, dry them, and sell it. It's all pine, and it'll sell for about $3 to $4 a board foot. Right now, lumber's pretty high, and it's great exercise too.
I'd be cutting that down right now because wood is going through the roof right now. Good Lord.
It's a retirement plan, man. You got to stretch it out. I hope I got another good 30 years in me, maybe 40.
And
Hey, Brian, you said the resistor plug solved all you were in the chat. It solved your problem. Did you add the resistor plug, or did you take out the resistor plug?
Yeah. So if y'all got a minute, I would like to show you a couple video clips of what I've been dealing with.
yes, sir.
Let's see. All right. So share screen, optimize for TV. You're going to like this. So this was yesterday before the Monday night show. I got my eye on you, man.
I already know it.
All right, so obviously you can hear the popping. It's pretty terrible, I know.
Yeah, man.
The audio is not even usable. That's not a resistor type plug. I don't have the exact model on me, but that's where my problems kind of started. I ran the first plug for almost 20 hours in my motor, and I pulled it out in North Carolina at 20 hours. It was just horrible looking with the motor we were running. And anyway, we were looking at the different plugs, and the reason we kind of I got sidetracked off the same exact plug the Aviator sells is because I was turned on to one that doesn't have the screwing tip. on the tip doesn't screw off. It's one less safety issue to go wrong, I guess. And I had no idea the whole time you're supposed to have the R-type plug. So let's see. Let me show you another video I took today. Let's see.
Thank you.
Hang on. Bear with me. Screen share. This guy optimized. All right, so I put it on today. Now I changed out the plug and I put a resistor type plug on, and we were getting ready to fly.
All right, April 27th. I got a new spark plug in here with the R in it.
So basically, the
And
audio's
we'll
fine until I
way
crank
on
the
and
engine.
See if we get the.
All right, so right now the engine is running. Oh wait, not yet. Here we go. All right, the engine's running here. You can't hear it at all. Just.
Oh my God. That's why you never ever ground start. That sucker.
Listen. We might as well watch that.
Never ever.
Did you ground start?
No.
Flip up.
Hell no.
Did you ground start?
It's on my back.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you could tell from the video.
Oh my God.
What happened?
That's why you never ever ground
It
start.
jumped pretty hard on my back.
Sucker.
It went to almost 50% throttle.
All right. So testing with the audio.
right,
One,
so
two,
basically-
3, 4, 5, 6. Engine.
There we go. The audio problem was just solved by putting a resistor type plug in there. I had played around with RF radio frequency chokes, which is basically a little transformer coil of wire that you can put around the conductor, the spark plug wire, the ignition wire, the microphone lead wire. It didn't make a difference on any of them. I tried the GoPro without the external mic plugged in. It had the same problem. The resistor plug just completely solved the problem. You know, it's like the audio was my first 20 hours flying, just crystal clear. You know, when I first bought that aviator helmet, I was extremely happy with it, and I thought maybe something was gone wrong with the helmet. I bought a new GoPro. It's just a spark plug.
Yeah, last night you were about ready. You were ready to open a can of whoop on Aviator. I can tell because those helmets are not cheap.
No, well, I mean, I was ready to send it back to him, but yeah.
Right on. I'm glad that solved your problem. Mark's
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Hey, Brian, have you had to change your GoPro cable yet? Where it goes into the bottom of your ear cup?
Negative. That was suggested yesterday, I think, was maybe it was a 3.5 millimeter stereo cable that had gone bad.
Yeah, because mine broke, and I had a buddy of mine. I ordered another one from Aviator and gave the old one to a buddy, and he fixed it because that cable they get you for $50.
Wow. 50, huh?
Yep.
Says the guy that bought a $13,000 paramotor.
Hey, we didn't ask you any questions just because it's your show.
Yeah. You know, I thought maybe when I got the GoPro 9, it no longer needed the GoPro 5 required a GoPro adapter. It was this little box with a cable coming off of it that had a USB-C connection on one end, and it allowed you to plug in a 3.5 millimeter stereo cable. It gave you that option or ability, I guess. And I thought maybe getting rid of that adapter with a new camera was going to help solve the problems, but nothing made any difference until I changed the spark plug.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, yours, you could hear the problem go with the RPMs, where mine was just a constant static.
No matter what RPMs you were at.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mine was just a connection issue.
My audio issue is my voice, so I don't play the voice at all. I just block that all out. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot when I'm up there. I'm always just making whoa, wee, wow. Like no one wants to hear that crap. And that's
Yeah,
all
I
I do.
sing, man. I'd be like, fly like an eagle. You know, I cut all that crap out, man. And yeah, no doubt. I'm the same way.
It ain't Josh Perry's in the chat. He just said Bad Apples is coming up quick. It ain't coming up quick enough. I wake up every morning and I'm like, man, I just can't do this much longer. I just want to leave now. My wife is already, I kind of mentioned to her that I might want to leave Friday night. She's like, or not Friday night, leave a night earlier. And she's like, I knew you were going to say that. I was like, all right, fine. I'll wait till the morning we're supposed to leave. I'd leave now if I could. If I could get off work and do that, I'd leave now. Jesus, man, I just want to hurry up and get there. I got fresh oil change, and I got the what I just have done. What do you get done at 30,000 miles on a new truck?
You lose your warranty?
No, I got a 3-year warranty when I bought that truck or 100,000 miles from the day I bought it. Yeah, I picked up the phone and somebody was like, hey, your extended warranty is about to be over. Do you want to buy another one? But yeah, I think all my fluid changes and everything have been done and that need to be done. And I am ready to just pull that trailer. At first I wasn't going to do it, but now I have my wife coming with me and I want her to be comfortable and I don't want her to walk across the field to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or what have you. So, I mean, what's it going to cost me? An extra $100 or so to get there with the trailer and live comfortable for the whole time we're there? Makes sense. Why not?
Yeah, you're gonna be there for a whole week, right? So that's no, gotcha.
Plus, your wife's gonna get to meet me.
So yeah, she just updated her her anti what is it called? Her Prozac, because she knows Jade's gonna be there and she's got to keep up with Jade. And,
Yes. Oh yeah, right.
I told her that you were bringing jugs and jugs of wine, so she's super excited. Hopefully she likes it. She's really wine picky, dude. She likes sweet, nasty wine. I've never had a wine.
Dude.
I've never had any wine that it doesn't taste like absolute hell. I don't know. It's so gross. Chris is out of here. He's got to get up at 6 tomorrow morning. Thank you, sir. I will see you next Tuesday.
See you, Chris.
I'm always shocked by the people that watch the show and support. I don't know. I've said this a lot, but I am thankful, very, very thankful that there's such a great community online with YouTube.
Where's Walter?
Oh, what? He may still be sleeping.
I texted him. I don't know what time it was here, but then I realized it was 1:30 there in the morning. Man, he texted me right back. So he must be a night owl.
Yeah, well, you got to think about it. He spends most of his time on the shows when it's nighttime here, so he's up either really, really early or still up from the night before. He's retired, so he ain't got to do much.
I don't know, man. It's a full-time job keeping up with YouTube and Facebook, and you can spend a lot of time on Facebook.
Yeah, he watches all the shows, man, all the paramotor shows. Every time I'm on any of them, I see Walter in the chat.
Yeah.
I spend I would bet you probably 7, if not 8 hours a day on YouTube. And yeah, when I'm at work, I just put my earbuds in and I'll listen to the shows or whatever. And if I don't understand what's going on, I'll watch whatever's going on and then I put it back in but yeah, all day long, I'm just listening to YouTube. Lunch breaks, I'm watching YouTube videos. And I mean, so for you guys probably just watch paramotor stuff. I watch cooking videos and everything else. if I look at my history, you're like, what in the hell do you watch this for? What do you watch that for? What is that you're watching? I'm all over the place, but I always like just different stuff. I can't just listen to the radio during the day. This is the same songs played over and over and over. So I can watch different stuff on YouTube, and just that's what I do.
Yeah,
You can learn a lot from YouTube.
yeah, that's what Eric just said. I mean,
What did
when
I
you
just
know how
learn?
to do something, YouTube's a great place. It's a good source of information.
Outside of fixing my motor, thanks to Eric and YouTube, there was something else so I told you guys I got that new pellet smoker, but the thing is leaking grease everywhere out of this thing. I'm like, it's ruining my patio, my stone pavers out back. And I'm like, what in the world? Why is it leaking so much? The trays in and everything. It's got a grease catching trap and everything. I had to put cardboard box down to catch all the grease that was flowing out of this thing. Come to find out, watching YouTube, there's a diverter plate in there, and it was backwards. So instead of it being, so the left should have just swung 180. And there's a little clip that it sits on, and that keeps everything flowing towards the grease trap. Ever since I did that, shocking. no leaks of grease anywhere. Works great. That was my only complaint. I was getting ready to make a video and asking why is this grease flying everywhere every time? It's leaking out of everything. That's why it was in backwards.
What's the craziest thing you've ever learned how to do on YouTube?
Ooh, that's a good question. All right, in the chat, what's the craziest thing you've used YouTube to learn how to do, or you've learned because of YouTube?
Yeah,
Maybe not craziest.
Send it to the chat.
So what's maybe not craziest, but what thing surprised you the most? Like, wow, I just learned how to do this by watching a YouTube video.
So that video that I was telling you about, where they use a microwave to burn the wood, I put that in the chat. Go back and watch that. It is kind of cool, and it's exactly what Mark was talking about, where they etch that in, they fill it in with like blue or whatever, and then they put a coating over it. It's I've never seen it before, and then somebody showed it to me in actual real life. I got to hold it and look at it. It's kind of neat, but I never knew you could do that with a microwave train.
What am I? Okay. I should probably screen share this and just show you what I watched today on all the stuff that I've watched on. It's so weird though. I've watched tsunamis, I've watched Ring doorbells, I've watched sharks. I've done watched the shut up challenge for TikTok. Oh, good Lord. Okay, let me screen share this real quick. It doesn't even make any sense. Where's the screen share? Okay, what the?
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea to look back at your history.
Hold on, I gotta make this. I gotta do. All right, now we're cooking with peanut oil. Okay, so to put in Mark's scariest paramotor launch, I looked that up today, and then I had to see what number I was for tonight's show. And then before the show, I was watching Coleman Instant Tense for what? I have no idea. And then we've got a crash video, paramotor, aluminum roof patios, because I'm thinking about doing my patio in the back. Cold cases. like this epic father bride speech. I mean, what in the world? This is all the stuff that I watched today. Guy doesn't realize the horse is standing behind him. Why am I watching that? Let's see, dude. One of my favorite things, and I would love to go to Texas to do this, is hog hunt from a helicopter. Which, by the way, if you can hog hunt from a helicopter, can't you paramotor hog hunt? Just asking. yeah, so this is all the stuff that I've watched today.
So what was your original question
On what?
on the YouTube?
Oh, no, Brian asked what was the weirdest thing that you've used YouTube for, or what was it, Brian? I don't remember.
What's one thing you learned how to do on YouTube that you're surprised yourself? Basically, man, I just learned how to do that on YouTube.
I have to say paramotor. I didn't learn how to fly, but I've learned a lot about, I learned about the sport itself on YouTube. I mean, that tops the cake for me. I mean, the little Tucker Gott video, the McDonald's thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
that
really.
would definitely be the thing.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
I would say that would definitely be one of the things I watched on YouTube that changed my life the most, for sure. But I didn't actually self-train or anything like that. So there are people that watch YouTube videos that taught themselves how to fly. I'm not one of those.
Hey, good night, T-Roy. Thank you very much for stopping by, showing some love, brother. I appreciate it. I don't know if you guys know, but the only reason I figured out about YouTube, or I'm sorry, not YouTube, but paramotoring, I was sitting in the woods one time hunting down south of here. I had some property that I owned down in Grant, and I was sitting there one day. It's real nice and quiet, and I heard somebody sound like a weed eater, and it kept getting louder and louder, and I'm like, "What in the world?" Here in the woods, it's quiet. You don't hear nothing but sticks breaking every now and then. And I'm like, "What in the world?" And I happen to look up and see a guy flying over with a paramotor. This was over 20 years ago, and I was just like, "Dude, that is awesome." I went home and hit the dial up and try to figure out. It took me probably 2 days to figure out what exactly that was. I typed in ultralight. I typed in, fan on your back, all kind of stuff, trying to figure out what that thing was called. And then I ended up looking at I almost got into the powered hang gliders, where you can literally just you're in it's kind of a trike, and you got a hang glider and you got a fan on your back and you take off. And I actually was going with that idea, and then looked at the price. It was way out of my price range, so I kind of put it on the back burner. Having 2 kids, new family, starting out, and never really pushed into it after that. I've always looked up at the sky and wish I could fly. And then finally, I said to my wife, I said, "Man," I said, "You know what, dude? I think it's time for me to figure out how to fly." And she's like, "Well, okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, but look at the cost of this. School's $2,500 to $3,000. We ain't got that money. And then you're talking gear. That's another 11,000 maybe." I was like, "There's no way." That woman came home and said, "Here you go. We got the money." She went and got used the equity in our house to get me everything I needed and a little bit more. She got her hair done, and I think she bought a new purse, and then I got a paramotor and schooling, so it worked out great.
Nice.
But yeah, that's how I got into it. I just sitting in the woods hunting, waiting for something to walk by, and some dude flew by. Jay or Eric, you told the story. I think you told the story already how you got into flying, correct?
I'm just always into crazy ideas. And
Is that why you married Jade?
that is exactly why I married.
And I just get
Jade.
dragged along to everything.
She does.
Say that again.
I said, I just get dragged along and said, "You're going to do this too." And I, paramotoring, I went, "Oh, hell no. I'm going to sit in the chair and watch and take videos like I like doing and taking pictures." And he's like, "No, you're going to do it too." And I'm like, "I don't like heights. I don't like roller coasters."
Well, technically, aren't you still sitting in the chair taking
He's still
video?
sitting in the chair. Yeah.
Exactly.
The
So
chair in the sky.
you're a woman
Yep.
of your word.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, for us, it was our neighbor was down in Florida, and they were at a hotel, They looked out the window. There was a guy on a beach. He had a few failed launches, but finally got up. He was flying around, but he sent me the video. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm doing this. You know, and I've always been interested in aviation, you know, and so this kind of worked out good.
I haven't.
You haven't, oh, what do you mean you haven't worked out good?
I haven't been into aviation other than
Oh, okay.
laying in the yard and looking up at an airplane or looking at clouds.
Well, you are
And
now.
now it's ridiculous. I've created a mind.
Yeah.
Jade, just so you know, when we go to Bad Apples, I can't wait for you to touch my tip. Okay.
Oh, stop.
Just the tip.
Just the
Don't
tip.
anybody come near me because I will be screaming.
Just you can scream. Just hold your
No.
hand steady. Just be steady.
No.
Seriously, I would like to do that with somebody who knows what they're doing.
Shane will touch your tip, Will.
It's as much as the very first time, it's very nerve-wracking. Brian, you can contest to this. It's not dramatic, correct?
No, not at all. But it needs to be somebody, you know,
Yes.
you need to be a good pilot. You know, for me, I'm the guy that just says, okay, here
Me
he
too.
comes, like AJ Goen or somebody like that as an instructor. I said, okay, I'll let this guy touch my tip. But as soon as I see him coming in, I'm just like, all right, freeze up. Don't do anything. Don't lean, no brakes, nothing. You know, just stay straight and true, and let him come up and touch tips and go on.
Did you talk
And then you
about
get people like JP. They will chase you down to get that wingtip touch.
wait, say that again?
Then you get folks like JP. When I met him at the fly-in for the first time, and we were just so stoked to be flying together, and he literally chased me down, man, and got his wingtip touch in. I was like, finally. I kept doing my legs sideways like this, meaning no. I thought everybody knew that, you know, but they don't teach that everywhere. And it was hilarious.
The first person that tip touched with me was John Ripa, Ripman Riding. We were at the compound and I seen him coming. I just happened to look over my shoulder. I seen him. I was like, oh, here we go. I already know what's going to happen. And he came in. We touched tips. Nothing was dramatic. There was no, vibrations or anything. You can actually hear the material touch. And we broke off, went opposite ways. That was cool. And then Craig Taylor, with his trike, we touched tips over at Aviators. And that's been the only two times. I've never initiated. I don't feel that I'm a good enough pilot to initiate something like that. There's just too much to be willing to do that. So
Ripa just did a video at 8:00.
Yeah, 9:00 here. What am I sideways? Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, 9:00. Well, okay. So when you said Ripa did it. So do you guys talk about it on the ground first? Hey, this is what I'm going to do. Or how do you know that you're being approached to do a wingtip touch?
We did not talk about it. I was just flying along doing my own thing. And like I said, I just happened to catch him over the corner of my shoulder. And I was like, and he just kept coming towards me. I already knew what was going to happen. And I just left it like that. I just left the same throttle, same brake pressure, just held straight. And he came in, we bumped, and that was it. I mean, it really wasn't an ordeal at all. Right. Now, if I wasn't taught in school to look, then turn, it could have been a problem. Because if you would have came up next to me and I decided, hey, I need to go over here, and I hard left it, then it could have been a problem. But I mean, I never turn without looking anyway, especially at fly-ins, dude. You'll see me, my head's on a swivel, especially if I'm in the area where there are a lot of.
It's hard to get good footage flying. You're flying and you got that camera, Well,
that's why I like the chest camera, because it stays center. I mean, your head's on a swivel, but you get the straight ahead shot. You don't get it's on your, you know, on your helmet. Because I've done that several times with that little cheap GoPro that I have, and all I see is me checking my wing and looking down, and I'm like, holy crap. So then I get like cautious about it. And I'm like, okay, just use your eyeballs and look around. Okay, great. Don't move your head. Like now I'm not looking half as the distance that I was, or half the stuff that I was, because I'm trying to keep my head still. But
I wonder what the new GoPro 9, I've been using the GoPro 5s for 4 years. And I think it was a 6 or 7 when they came out with it, had the background stabilization built in. I wonder, you know, you're talking about moving your head left and right. I wonder with the new GoPro, if that's going to be any better, moving your head left and right, if it's going to be a little bit more stable. What do you think, Will?
I don't think it, I mean, because when you're moving your head, it's got, first of all, it's got awesome stabilization. The 8 is the one I'm speaking of because it's the only one I've ever used. But the turning your head left and right, I mean, that really is less stabilization and more how you, where you're on the camera. Maybe, are you talking more about like the blur as it's being panned?
I haven't even looked at the new video on my camera yet. I've turned them on, played them long enough to hear the audio that was bad, and I went on to the next clip. But no, I haven't looked at it in much detail yet. I was just curious. I know that one of the reasons I got into it was mountain biking, and the guys, they ride with it on their chest harness, and the old GoPros, I mean, the background would be all over the place. And then when the 6 or the 7 came out with that stabilization, all of a sudden the background is just solid, man. And you see the handlebars kind of coming up, moving around like this and stuff. Yeah. But that's a different application with a chest harness on a mountain bike. So I was just curious if you noticed any difference.
Well, no, I can't say I have, but I can say that I'm very happy with the stabilization. I think they call it hyper smooth, you know, which makes, you know, when you're trying to convey how bumpy it is, it kind of makes, and you're flying it, and the GoPro just kind of smooths everything out, you know. So you've got the 5, and the 5 didn't have stabilization, right?
That's correct.
Okay, yeah. Man, you're gonna, even if you got an 8 instead of the 9, I mean, man, you're gonna be tickled pink. Yeah,
I mean, it was a top of the line camera in 2017. You know, that was the current GoPro model back then. So, you know, great cameras. We had the original GoPro that you had to put in a clear case to make it waterproof and stuff. The first version, and then a couple 5s, and the 9. I don't know. We just watched my video, and when I cranked it, I was like, man, that's a good thing that I didn't ground start that, because it jerked me pretty good. You know, I was glad it was on my back. I was like, I could see where somebody was ground starting and the throttle came up that quick. Maybe I primed it too much. I was giving a little too much gas when it finally fired. I could see where people cut hands off and stuff. Yeah. And the GoPro, when we were just watching that clip, you couldn't see the jerk at all, really. So I think it did smooth some of it out.
Hey, in the chat, Michael says my last video I uploaded demonstrated that well. That's the 8.9 has version 2 of that. I guess he's talking about the GoPro and the stabilization. That was a little bit.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm reading that now.
I think a lot of the older GoPros though had better audio.
I still have my Hero 3, but the batteries don't work really.
So you think I haven't had too much trouble with the audio.
No, I never had any of the older ones, but a lot of people say that they didn't need the adapters, and they didn't need the media mods. They didn't need all the stuff you have to buy to have the audio. Now, I think 9, Brian, you would know, does 9, do you need any adapter or anything for the audio?
Yeah, let me turn my background off here so you can see it.
Hey, we got DP in the house, and Josh Perry says, "Hey, pops," to DP.
I don't really like the 9 for a couple of reasons. I don't like the way the mounting is. You got these little mounts on the bottom that you have to pull out in order once you put it in the case. So this is the GoPro 9. It comes with a little bit bigger battery, like somebody was talking about the blue tops. It's probably about 20 or 30% bigger than a battery on my Hero 5s. They are not interchangeable. But in order to have the external microphone, and with this case, it gives you three little doors on the back that give you like USB-C, and there's a 3.5 millimeter stereo plug that you plug in right there. So in order to connect your 3.5 millimeter stereo plug, you need this, what is called, I think they call it the media mod case.
Yeah, the media mod.
Yeah. So in order to mount your GoPro on your helmet, you got to put your battery in there, put your SD card in there. You slide this into the case like that, and there's a little connector inside here that goes into the side. You have to take the door off the camera first, and you slide it in there, and then you close this door. It's got these little latches on you have to pull down on. And now, in order to mount the camera, you have to take these two little things like so and pull them down, and then you can put the mount it to whatever, you know. So you get that gives you a door on the back with a 3.5 millimeter stereo cable. It gives you this microphone with a windscreen that pops off. It is a directional microphone. So I don't know how good it works. When you're flying, I don't think you can hear it all because that would be pointed forward. But anyway, when I connected it into the 3.5 millimeter stereo cable that hooks into the microphone on my aviator helmet, gave me crystal clear audio.
I think that's active, is it? When the one on your when you've got it, when you're using it with your helmet?
Yeah, no, this one is not active when I'm using it with my helmet. That's correct. But you still need the case to give you the ability to plug in the external microphone.
Hey, Brian.
So, yeah.
I have the 8, and the 8 has the same bottom, you know, the little pop out ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered online. I just ordered a different door, a different battery door that has the cutout in it, and you close that door and it locks up, and then you can put that cable right into the side of the camera. If you remember, I'll show it to you down at your audio cable.
Yeah, that won't work. So if you take the door off of the 9, the only connections in there is a USB-C. So there is no 3.5 millimeter stereo hole plug in there. You literally do not get it with the 9 until you buy the mod case, which has it as an additional accessory.
It's the same with the 8.
Is it?
Yeah, and matter of fact, I lost my mod last week at Bennsfield. So I had to go to Best Buy and get another one. But
I have a question. If anybody doesn't mind answering, how much does it cost for a GoPro 9 now?
By the time you buy the mod case, 3 extra batteries with extra battery charger plus the camera, it's $500.
Well, I'll buy one of those when they come out with the GoPro 18.
You go buy a brand new 6 on Amazon right now for like $150. And it's still great cameras.
But that doesn't have the stabilization, right?
The 6 is the first one that has it. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me go on here and look.
So on the media mods, if you do not have the 3.5 jack plugged in, you can actually go into your settings and tell the mic to either use the front or the rear or both.
That's
so
right.
If you're just walking around with it, which is kind of
sweet. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great camera. I hope. And I haven't even set it up yet, but I've been dealing with my laptop camera, doing all these Zoom meetings and stuff. One thing you can't do with a GoPro Hero 5 or 6 is use it as a webcam without some sort of special HDMI adapter cable that you have to get, or box converter. The 9s will work. They're made to work with computers a little bit better. So I think it's going to be a better all around camera. I'm just not terribly happy with having to I like the old cases that you pop the camera in and out of pretty quickly. In order to change the battery or the SD card on this one, you literally have to take the mounting apart, which is actually kind of hard to get to on this new camera.
Well, Brian,
kind
I
of
can tell you after a year of using it like that, I'm still not happy with it.
Really?
Happy with the camera, but it's always a pain. And then you got to stick your fingernail in there to get those little clips out. I mean, well, the trick to that is you use the little screw thing, whatever the little screw, you just stick it in the hole and kind of tip it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I figured that out pretty quick. Cause I was like, my fingernails are like, man, this is not getting it. This is frustrating. It's like, who the heck designed this thing? And then I realized,
Now,
oh yeah.
Hey,
now I think you can charge that without removing it from the media mod.
Yeah, you should be able to. The GoPro, all GoPros have a charger built into the camera themselves. So as long as you're hooking up a power supply to that camera with the battery in it, whether it got the media mod case on or not, it should charge. But what Will's talking about, these little pieces down here, once you put this inside a case or without another case, you have to pop these little things up. They're kind of hard to get to.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of take that, stick it in there, pop it up. Oh. And then you get the two like that. So,
hey, I found a GoPro Hero 7 Silver adventure kit. Oh, silver's not good?
I'm not gonna say that. I've never had one. I know people they don't have all the features like the software functionality that the blacks do. Like I know they don't have like auto screen orientation and things like that. That this, if you actually have the camera upside down when you start it, it doesn't flip, that kind of thing. So
right.
I think it's just kind of a real plain down version of the GoPro.
Yeah, because I'm not finding there's a Hero 8 black waterproof action camera, touchscreen, 4K, blah blah blah, for $289.
Well,
that's good.
Yeah, I mean, that would, you'd be real happy with that.
Not for $289. I could buy almost a new prop.
Yeah, but you've never broken a prop.
Yeah, but there's
don't
always
worry
a
about
chance.
that, man.
Better go knock on some wood right now, man.
Yeah, right.
Who's bringing an extra prop to sell to Bad Apples?
Oh man,
Anybody? Eric, smart man.
Oh, I am too.
When I trained at Aviator, they said, go to fly-ins as a newbie, leave your paramotor at home, take an extra prop, bring your beer and your camera, because there's going to be some stuff.
All right. So hold on. I got to check my email real quick.
Heck yeah, I'm bringing extra prop. I'm bringing extra netting. I'm bringing everything.
You must
I'm
have
not gonna
different
be left-
plans than me.
Yeah, you're even bringing the kitchen sink, aren't you, Eric?
You
Josh Perry made a comment in the chat about any of you guys have experience running a 13,500 BTU AC on one of those small Honda 2,000 watt generators.
Yes.
Go for it, Mark.
If you have a soft start, you could get away with it, but it's too much for that generator, in my opinion.
I've got the 3,000 watt generator, the EU 3000 I run, but it struggles. Now my air conditioner was upgraded on this Winnie from a 13.5 to a 15K BTU unit, so it's got a little bit larger capacity, draws a little bit more juice on startup, especially. I've heard of two people, they call those things brothers. So 2,000 watts, you can actually tie two of them in parallel to double the wattage, and then you can actually carry one in each hand. They're pretty lightweight, so you could do that. But running the air conditioner off of 2,000 watt generators, you're gonna be struggling at ground level. If you go somewhere like Arizona, or you're trying to do it at 6,000 or 7,000 feet, you can give it up. I mean, you have to change out the the jets and the carburetors to get those peak performance at high altitude on those generators.
My my 3500 watt runs inverter generator runs my big camper no problem all night long. And my air conditioner doesn't shut off. First of all, I leave the fan running to circulate constantly, and then it's I set it at like 60, 67, 66, somewhere in there. So, oh yeah, Will, it'll be cold in the camper, just so you know.
Yeah, I heard all about that.
Yeah, it's no joke. It's all fun and games until you realize, why do these fools have a high velocity fan blowing into their damn trailer? And I just got I'll be right back.
It's going to be 80 degrees and Will's going to have like 4 pillows over him.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, right. I am going to bring a couple extra blankets. I'm a little bit nervous about that. I saw.
We have plenty.
Wait, what?
We got plenty of blankets.
You do that without moving your lips, Shane.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Talking out of my ace.
I saw something on Facebook where Harbor Freight had their generator for $599 that was normally $1,100, and I was trying to find where I saw that.
That's did you see their new one? They came out with a 9500 inverter generator. It is $1,800. That thing could run 3 30-amp campers, no problem.
Dang, man.
It only weighs close to 300 pounds, though.
Yeah, right. Kind of defeats the purpose of portability.
No, I think it's more designed for home use during power outages or what have you. But yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Well,
Ryan, that puppy's getting big.
Dude, he is every bit of 40, 45 pounds now, I guarantee you. I haven't weighed him in a while. Ready? Oh, right there. Yeah, man. Look right there.
Still got a puppy face.
Right there.
Yeah.
What's up, Red?
Hi, Red.
Yeah, we're gonna have bad apples for a little while. Like I said, I live pretty close to bad apples. So he actually spent the night in the camper with me last night for the first time. And he did great. Slept on the bed with me.
How about around other people? Has he been introduced to other people? And
not a lot of people. I've taken him to a park a couple times to try to get him used to walking on a leash and being around other dogs and stuff. And he's super friendly. But he needs more experience being around other dogs and people. More than likely, I'm just going to have him there for 1 or 2 nights. I might try to fly as much as I can early on, and then when a bunch of people get there and I don't fly as much, I may go get Red, because I'm gonna have to spend most of my time keeping up with him probably when I have him there.
How old is he?
Let's see. The 20th, he turned 4 months.
Golly.
So he's young, man. But he's good. He already knows sit, lay down, shake, roll over, stay. Dad's almost got him to where he can hold the treat on his nose before he gets it. He's super smart, man. He's learning quicker than any other dog we've ever had, I think. But
it's all about the play for him now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a walking mouth, man. When we first got him, he was just walking around. He'd bite everything, chew on everything. He wouldn't bite it hard, but he would chew on everything. And so you had to kind of constantly keep a toy. We've been struggling trying to get him to where we could just pet him without him chewing on our hands all the time and stuff. So we're learning. He's training us and we're training him.
Hey, Brian, just so you know, my wife will be there, and I'm pretty sure that puppy will steal her heart, and she wouldn't probably mind watching him sometimes.
Right. He's already a chair dog, man. I brought Buddy's or Major's trailer or chair out there, and the first thing he did was just get in it and sit there. So he's going to be a chair dog as well, and no doubt. But I doubt that he's at the point yet as a puppy that I could tell him to go to his chair, and I can go fly for an hour, come back, and he'll still be sitting in the chair waiting on me when I get back.
Yeah, no, man, you come back. Oh heck, I mean that would be terrible. You'd probably be into everything.
Hey,
yeah, he would.
John Wayne put in the chat, my fifth wheel is wired for 50 amp. Probably needs it with 2 air conditioners, electric, gas, water heater, and fridge. Well, technically, you can run that camper off of 30 amp. You can only run 1 air conditioner. You can turn your water heater to propane. Your refrigerator runs off propane as well, if you have that kind of refrigerator. And you'd run just fine. Because I have a friend of mine that accidentally rented a campsite with 30 amp and could only run one of his air conditioners, and he just turned his water heater from electric to propane.
But if he comes to Bad Apples, they got 50 amp for him.
Right.
Yep.
50, 30, and 110.
Yeah.
Oh my
The rumor
God.
I heard was they try to double up on the sites if they can. If you got 2 smaller campers like mine, they'll try to put two 30 amp campers on one of those. So, it depends. As long as your air conditioner units don't fire up at exactly the same time and you're not trying to charge too much stuff, it's theoretically it's possible.
Oops, hold on. I got another huge celebrity in the chat. Chef Johnny from Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. He stopping by saying hello. Man, these guys are big guys, man. They're pretty huge on YouTube. Chef Johnny is he's a teacher. I don't know what you call him, a professor at a college. He teaches barbecue and stuff at the college that he teaches at. That dude I love his outdoor kitchen. It's Texas outdoor kitchen. You'll be cooking and then the horse will walk up and walk through the outdoor kitchen. But yeah, he's got it all. He's pretty badass.
25 people in the chat, man. Wasn't there something you're supposed to do after 20 people? I can't remember what it was.
I think it's called Brian Shut Up. I think it's called that was one show, people. One show.
No, come on, Jade, Eric, chime in here.
I don't know, man. I really want to get a shirt made up with Skinny Chef wearing a wig, dude.
I'm not making them wear a wig. I would like to eat at Bad Apples.
Yeah, don't piss off the cook. That's right.
We got Jim CR120 in the house speaking Spanish.
Nice, Jim. Welcome, man. I think he is down at Aviator right now.
Yes.
Doing his internship again. That means he's actually helping train Chris right now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over there Saturday morning if weather's good. Or actually, I might head over there Friday night and just bring my paratrailer and hang out over there Saturday. Stay the night Friday night and fly Saturday and maybe hang out for a little bit and then head home.
That's awesome. I wish I lived close enough to Aviator to go there for a day trip, man. That's awesome.
Oh,
I got
lots of shoot. Real quick. So there's a barbecue competition going on, and Chef Johnny is in the running for it. And he needs votes. Does anybody care to crap. Hey, Chef Johnny, I'm gonna make you a moderator real quick, and you can drop the link into for people to go to vote to. There's 25 in the chat, so we could probably get at least 25 people to vote for you. I know I will after the show. I've actually forgot about doing that already.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And then Josh Perry, DP's son, is going to be down there on the 10th.
Whose son?
Dave Perry's.
Yeah,
Josh Perry.
Harris, I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, DP's son, Josh Perry.
Oh, I got you. All right.
Oh crap! Did that not work, or is he typing? Okay. When is it? The 10th is what?
The day before the 11th.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The
I
10th's
don't
going to be a Monday. Mother's Day is the 9th, which is a Sunday, always.
All right, we'll see. Chef Johnny, you can drop the link in the chat there. I made you a moderator. If you have the link for voting.
So Shane, do you
Yes,
have an
sir.
extra power outlet I'll be able to use?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going to bring my portable heater.
You're gonna have to heat up a whole camper.
Well, we can just put you.
at its best.
Hey, we could put you in one of the pass through on the front. It gets cold in there, but it doesn't get freezing.
Hey, I'll probably take you up on that offer. Is what it sounded like. Oh, I can sleep when it's.
Man, we have. So, my cousin used to work for Marriott. So, all the pillows, all the sheets, pillowcases, blankets, comforters, all of that's Marriott from Marriott. Because whenever they had a stain or something they couldn't get out of them, they throw them out. Well, she kept everything and then asked anybody if they wanted them. So there may be some black ink mark on the corner of a pillowcase or something. So it's all Marriott quality stuff, and they're super warm. You won't get cold in there, or you won't get cold. You definitely aren't going to get hot, that's for sure. But you won't be freezing. And I have extra stuff too. What's up, Mark?
The voting in the chat, it says the voting starts tomorrow at 10.
Oh, okay.
I think.
And
Yeah, 10 a.m. Central Time.
So that's 9 o'clock tomorrow for us.
Yeah.
Okay, Chef Johnny, you got my vote always.
Yeah, but we still don't know where to go.
Chef Johnny, where do we go? And to vote. I know that, but not 100% sure. It sucks because I wander off on other other pages and I can't see the chat or what have you. Dang it.
Well, you should probably dedicate somebody to keeping up with the chat, man, in your show.
I know, dude. It's not hard. I mean, it's not easy running the day. Oh, there's Walter. He must have woke up.
Oh, Walter's up. Nice.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so the link is dropped in the chat now from Chef Johnny from Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. So if you click on that,
party platter. Oh, heck yeah.
So you can't see the video right now. It's on private, so it's not available yet. So Chef Johnny, can you tell me what we need to do to get you votes? Chef, can you come on the show? I can drop the link for Zoom in the chat and have you come on if you'd like.
Brian, is that your front yard behind you?
What, in my background?
Yeah.
You see the back of my camper. Blacked out windows. It's dark outside.
Man, no. I'm looking at
What the heck?
I got two videos. I mean, I've got YouTube on this side and then Zoom on this side, and I've got it paused over here. And you had the truck, and then
Okay, wait. All right, so I'll put it back. So that's the
there you go.
That's the front yard.
Okay.
Yeah,
man, it's a nice yard there.
I appreciate it, man. We got a lot of grass to cut. I'll put it that way.
Got a double rainbow going.
Yeah. I had to get that picture, man. Rainstorm just went by. Saw the double rainbow. Old 51 parked out front. Made for a pretty good shot.
Hey, real quick. So Chef Johnny put in there, if you can go to my channel, and the instruction will be on the video, smoked pork belly party platter. So if you'd like to help him out, he's a great guy, good supporter. And if you want to learn how to cook some Texas barbecue, that's the man to do it. T. Roy Cooks is a damn good guy too, for cooking. So, if you'd like to help him out, he's a great guy, good supporter. And if you want to learn how to cook some Texas barbecue, that's the man to do it. T. Roy Cooks is a damn good guy too, for cooking. So, Those two guys I watch a lot. The problem is they cook on actual smokers and I don't. So I use a pellet smoker now, and then my charcoal smoker is kind of like a it's kind of hard to do really long cooks like briskets on it because the heat's directly below it.
So
But anyways,
go to that link, right? And then everything will make sense because now it's not available, but tomorrow at 9 Eastern, 10 Central, it will be.
hold on. I'm gonna send Chef Johnny that he can explain. Hold on. You guys keep talking real quick. I'll be right back.
I got a question. Do you guys hold your A lines to where you're holding it to where it's tight, the riser's tight? I've been holding mine all the way up at the, where I pinch it up there at the little triangular metal piece, of your leading A lines. But I was watching Kyle O's video and he was holding it down about 3 or 4 inches to where it was tight to the riser, to the carabiner. I'm talking about just on takeoff.
So you're holding it where the triangles are. Your fingers are actually touching metal.
Yeah, my fingers, I'm holding it just below the metal. Right on the bottom. That's where I've been holding it all along. But then on Kyle O's, one of his videos I was watching, he was holding it like 3 or 4 inches down.
And his fingers were not touching the metal.
Correct.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to try it next time I fly.
The thumbs just kind of, for me anyways, the thumbs just kind of, you know what I'm talking, I don't know, the material part or the what is that, Brian?
I know what you're talking about, the little riser part leading up to the malleon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grabbed that, but on the Mac Para anyways, it kind of bends. There's like where the stitching is, where it comes together. It's
Right.
just like a natural bend there. That's where I put my thumbs.
Okay.
I have 2 ozone wings, and they taught us when you get your hands out. I know you can't show it in the video, but you get your throttle and stuff going on, your holder brakes, and we stick our thumbs, the tips of our thumbs, inside those malleons on our leading A's.
Wow.
And we stretch our arms all the way out, and we have our thumbs just barely putting pressure, like our thumb tip is inside the triangular metal malleon. And when we step forward to center ourselves on the wing, you're putting just a little bit of thumb pressure on those A's. Otherwise, you move your wing and you distort it, stuff like that. But that's how I was taught, and that's how I do it with both of my ozones. Now, other manufacturers, like I only think the malleons on the Spider are not metal; they're a woven fabric of some sort. Not all of them.
Wearing gloves.
Same way with gloves. I do it the same way with gloves.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like gloves. I've lost dexterity. Loss of dexterity. I have dropped a brake line one time on launch wearing gloves. And I go to launch, and I'm giving it throttle, and I go to pull brake. It's like, crap, I don't have a brake toggle on my left hand anymore.
Yeah, I've done that.
So I look over, I see it dangling, grab it, take off. Sure enough, it gets wrapped up in a riser, and I have to untangle it when I take off.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just Murphy's Law, man.
I did that same thing. As soon as I went to put some brake pressure, I was like, oh, only one brake, but I just immediately hit the kill switch and killed it.
here in Florida, we don't worry about losing our brakes because of gloves because we don't need them. Oh, never mind.
Hey, Shane, you see the smoker right here?
Yep.
I can bring this to Bad Apples. I just have to make another trip over. It's on a trailer. It's towable. It's big enough to cook a whole hog in. There's a rotisserie right here that you can rotate it if you take the top shelf out.
Right.
It's got a big water tub in the bottom with propane burner, and then the side box is a wood burning side box. I would be glad to bring that, man, to bad apples since I live close enough. I've been looking for an excuse to cook a whole hog for forever. And ever since I graduated college, if we want to cook a whole hog, man, at this thing, I can do it. But I need some help from somebody like you and your cooking buddies. I don't even know where to buy a hog. I don't know. Best marinate for it.
As well, if we can't get a whole hog, then I say there's no need to bring it, to be honest with you.
Yep.
But my pit boss is over 1,000 square inches of cooking service. Chef Johnny, what's going on?
Shane. How's it going, man?
Good. Chef Johnny, quick question for you. Where in Florida can we buy a whole hog?
In Florida?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd head toward Georgia.
Well, ironically, we will be in Georgia.
I don't know, man. I have, I've been in Georgia once. I landed in Atlanta on my way to Virginia, and I've never been to Florida. I was supposed to go there last summer for a chef's convention, in Daytona Beach, and it got canceled. So that was been my first trip to Florida.
Yeah, I was planning on meeting up with you too.
That's right. We were going to have to. Backwoods Gourmet was gonna show up, and we were going to do some good things. And this freaking COVID virus showed up and screwed everything.
Yes, sir. All right. So explain to me how we get to your channel tomorrow, or to vote for you on the competition.
There's actually some different ways to do it, but one of the easiest ways, if you go to my channel, if you search Texas style cuisine, you'll find me. The channel's officially Texas style barbecue and cuisine. But go there, and my video that'll post up at 10 o'clock is smoked pork belly party platter, seared pork belly tacos. Then it says pork belly roulade and pork belly burn-ins. So I cooked 3 pork bellies 3 different ways on 3 different barbecue pits. And that's my entry for the cook tomorrow. So if you click on that video, there'll be different links. You'll see it at the top of my description box. The top comment, I pinned the link. It's going to run you over to Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue in his community page. And there'll be 3 contests going on. It's me against Tommy at Gallery Backyard Barbecue, and he's done a pork belly also. Okay. And so we don't see anything until tomorrow when they go live. We'll be able to look and see what the other guy did.
Okay. Perfect.
But that's
good night, everybody.
Tommy's competition.
What's it, Johnny?
I said Tommy's going to be tough competition. He draws a lot of votes. He's got a real devout following, and he's a good cook. I mean, he's the one guy I didn't want to draw. I really thought I'd rather save him till later on.
Right.
But yeah, he'll be tough. He's going to do a really good job on whatever he does.
Okay.
But so did I.
You guys are making me hungry. Pork
I
belly.
know. Yeah. I've never actually cooked just pork belly. I've made bacon, out of pork belly, but I've never actually just eaten or cooked just pork belly as a meal.
Well, it is pretty impressive. Here's my I'll try and show you my thumbnail. We'll see if we can y'all see if y'all can see that.
Oh yeah.
It looks good.
So I did the seared pork belly tacos with an apple guacamole. The pork belly burn-ins they have a apple habanero glaze on them. And then the sandwiches you're seeing up top is a pork belly roulade with chipotle barbecue sauce and a apple cabbage slaw with pig candy on it. So,
hey chef,
yeah.
Hey Chef Johnny, just for the record, anytime you want to make me some food, I'm there. Just so you know.
Those burnt ends look amazing.
They came out really good. People do different. A lot of times on pork bellies, instead of cooking your whole pork belly and then cutting them up like you would a brisket burn in, they cut them in squares to start off with. But I didn't do that. I cooked the belly, then cut it into squares, seasoned them again, sauced them, put them back on, and they turned out real. I mean, everything was really, really good. The question is, did I convey that on the video?
Hey, Johnny, I'm from Australia. You Americans really know how to do your meats over there, don't you?
Hey, I tell you what, a few of us do. And actually, I have an American friend that's in Perth, Australia.
Yep.
He went over there to work in the oil field, and he started doing some barbecue stuff and has got fairly good at it. And he called me, and we spent a couple hours on the phone a couple of times. And he went to a big festival and did a Texas style barbecue and did quite well. He would love to kind of break into the catering business and do that all the time. But he's a guy from right here in Texas. It was funny. There, he grew up 90 miles from me, but I didn't meet him until he was living in Perth, Australia.
Yeah, honestly, we don't have a big cooking like roast cook like you guys do, Texas style. It's chops on a barbecue or sausages on a barbecue, that's about it. When it comes to those roasts like we see you guys, I know why you're a big person too, just like me. You love food.
Well, when you're a chef and you're cooking every day, things tend to get large if you're not careful.
Yeah, that's right. Most chefs I know are pretty well sized because, just like Shane says, don't trust the skinny chef.
That's
and
right.
Actually, I'm not skinny yet, but I am actually down 135 pounds.
Oh, congrats.
It took me a little over a year, but I went from 370 pounds to 235 pounds.
Oh, awesome.
Chef Johnny, you are 15. Oh, I meant you are 20 pounds heavier than me right now. Just so you know.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I just lost. I just went from 230. Well, actually, I went from 235 or 238 down to 215 now.
I'm gonna have to keep going and catch you.
Yeah,
I'll be smaller and better looking than you both.
Yeah, with just as much hair on your head though.
But hey, I got a little more.
Yeah, probably. You do.
I still got some up there.
Yeah, I got that racing hair. It's racing to the back of my head.
That's why people talk about my hair turning gray. I said, I don't mind it turning gray. I wish it quit turning loose.
Oh man. All right, Johnny, I'm definitely going to I'll be there, and you got my vote as always. And I
appreciate that. Yeah, but if y'all would share it around, put it on y'all's Facebooks, things like that. Just if you get onto my channel, it'll be the top video on there to pop up. But I just went over 46,000 subscribers on YouTube. So
nice.
I'm growing, trying to get it bigger. I gotta have a retirement someday. So this is me trying to get where I can afford to retire one day. But no, it's fun, and met Shane through that, through food. We've talked and hung out many a time and on deals like this, and many that we're glad we're not recorded, right, Shane?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And, have had a great time with him, and I see y'all on every once in a while, so I get on and listen and stick my nose in here. I'm a pretty busy guy.
When we gonna get you up in the air?
Oh, you're not.
Shut that down.
I'm a firm believer. If God wanted us to fly, He'd have gave us wings. Now this is the gosh honest truth. I tell you, I hate to fly. I don't like to fly. I think one reason is because my life is totally in someone else's hands. But I think if I was doing the flying, I might be okay with it. At least if I died, I'd know I killed myself. But yeah, no, I'm not much on heights. So sitting in a lawn chair flying around wouldn't be a good thing for me.
Johnny, you sound like you are exactly me. I hate flying commercial. Like my job, I used to work as an engineer. They couldn't get me to fly commercial, and it's a control thing. Somebody else is in control. I'd sit in the back of the plane with the highest survivability rate, and yeah, man. But I'm afraid of heights too. I can't stand a 13th story balcony or nothing like that. But flying a paramotor and flying in a small 2-person aircraft, it's totally different, man. I talked to so many people that are afraid of heights that they're not afraid to fly paramotors. I've talked to people that don't like flying because of control issues. Your life is in somebody else's hand. They fly paramotors. So
Yeah.
people like us can still do it, man. Don't give up on it.
Well, yeah,
So-
someday when I get that death wish, or maybe when I hit my midlife crisis, that might be something I need to do.
So, Chef Johnny, I have a question for you. How much knowledge do you know about the helicopter hunting in Texas?
I mean, I know some guys that do it. I know some guys that host hunts. I actually went down on a hog hunt down at my brother-in-law's. I just got it. I bought a new 300 Win Mag. My wife actually is sending me on an elk hunt for losing all my weight. So I bought a new rifle from over in Georgia, Bagara. I bought one of their Premier Highlanders. And I went to shoot it. I wanted to shoot a pig, and we got down there, and my nephew called me and says, "Hey, Uncle Johnny, you're probably not going to see any pigs." He says the ranch behind us, they flew it for the last 2 days with helicopters, and they shot 200 pigs.
Yeah.
Okay,
in days.
so I'm just curious, if I was to find myself in Texas with, say, 40 caliber handgun and a paramotor, I'm wondering if it's legal.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, they do it out of helicopters here all the time, but I don't know how that, and you think like in South Texas, like where my brother-in-law's ranch is, he's about 60 miles further south than me, and I'm south of San Antonio for y'all other ones that are on here, kind of toward Laredo. Down there, a mesquite tree is the tallest tree they got. There ain't an oak tree or nothing like that. So it's fairly low. You could go over the brush down there. So, I mean, you could probably wing some out pretty good down there. Now they get to running, I'm sure. I don't know how fast you can move, but they hunt them with shotguns and with AR-15s, or AR-10s.
Yeah,
where they can throw a lot of lead.
Well, I need to hold on to at least with one hand both brake toggles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could do it with a one-handed shotgun, but it makes it a little difficult to take off with. But
the pistol, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are, but
I don't know either.
That would be interesting.
Can you ask your brother about maybe finding out for me what the rules and regulations are for?
No, I'll check into it. I'll see if I can find out. I know how to get hold of you.
Find out this: the guys that are hunting from a helicopter, more than likely they're getting a permit to do it. I could be wrong, but my thought is on hunting out of the helicopter is, the pigs are a nuisance. So they let people legally hunt them at night, whenever, but
Right.
From a helicopter, you're a passenger shooting. Somebody else is flying the helicopter.
Right.
I can't imagine it's going to be legal to do it from a foot launch paramotor because you're actively flying at the same time.
What about
Maybe
a tandem?
Maybe a tandem.
What about a tandem? Because, dude, I'm telling you right now, I will drive my ass right now to Texas, and we will figure it out if I can find out.
How can we get a pig out of that? I don't know. My nephew, he's got a lot of buddies that does the helicopter stuff. So I'll call my nephew and ask him what the heck, what's going on. And he may, his guys may know, because they take people hunting. He hunts with dogs a lot. So he goes with them when they're dog hunting and helps them take out customers and stuff. But he hasn't done the helicopter stuff. But I mean, we saw that night I was down there, we still saw 50 one night. I shot one that night, but they were coming out after dark because they've been harassed. But that's how many. Somebody told me that there are like 10 million wild hogs loose in Texas now. Something like that is what they estimate.
Here in Florida, they say to control the population of hogs, for every 10 hogs you see, you have to shoot 9 of them to control the population.
Not letting any big. Yeah. Well, you got to realize a pig can have 8. Now, pigs can have multiple litters in a year. So, I mean, you're talking in a perfect year, it would be 3 litters. That's 24.
Right.
And then, out of those 24, how many are females? But in the wild, it's never really a perfect situation. So normally in the wild, you only see 1 litter per year. But you think that sow, if she has 8 and 4 are sows, right? That next year you have her having 8 more, and you have all 4 of her babies having 8 more.
Right.
That the math just starts working tremendously on that. And they are, I mean, you're right, they're a nuisance. I mean, they tear up farmland, and they're even getting there. I've heard where they've gone into cities now and harassed people, edging into the edge of towns and stuff where they've had to go in. But, they really cannot, hunting doesn't really even control them. It really doesn't. We shoot a ton. When I go down there, I really don't deer hunt because I can shoot deer here at my place, but I don't have pigs. So I go down there to go pig hunting. And I mean, there is a ton of pigs shot off their place every year, and it doesn't put a dent in them. Like that night, after being harassed for 2 days by helicopters and 200 killed on the ranch right behind them, you figure I saw 50 that night come running out. My son and I were in the blind, and we had 50 come out right after dark.
That's
and they
crazy.
were all about that 50, 60 pound range. I mean, you can always tell a lot of times they hang out in that, a big herd of them will all be about the same size, Or sometimes you'll have some big sows come in and they'll have just a ton of babies with them.
Yep.
So it's pretty crazy. But I mean, I'm sure it's that way all over the South. It's just perfect breeding land for a pig, and because they'll eat anything. They eat meat. They eat brush. They eat grass. They root. They go down the list. They're omnivores. Pigs are. So they eat anything that's out there. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They eat themselves.
Yeah, they'll eat themselves too if one's big enough.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah. They're carnivorous without a doubt.
Hey Johnny, where I heard you talk about elk hunting. Where do you elk hunt at? In Texas?
We are. There are elk in Texas, but no, we are going. We're in for the Wyoming draw. So I will know in May if I get drawn or not.
Gotcha. Yeah, I put in for a tag in Colorado. We got 10 points this year, so we're going to try to get a limited a draw tag, but we'll see.
And there's areas in Colorado you can still buy over the shelf.
Oh yeah, that's what we've been doing for the last 10 years. Is we buy unlimited draw tag areas. You got less than a 10% chance success rate in these areas. But I'm a bow hunter. I've only shot one. It was a cow at 13 yards, man. And that's the best meat I've ever eaten.
My best friend growing up, he actually lives over in Virginia now. And every other year, him and a group of his buddies go on a archery hunt to Colorado. And they go on a self-guided hunt. Yep. And it's funny, this year he sent me a picture of this big moose that walked about 20 yards from me. He says there's 2,500 moose in Colorado and 65,000 elk. You'd think I could see an elk, right? There's this big moose walking in front of me. But
I got a silly question for you guys, because I don't know first thing about hunting, but when you're talking about pigs, is that like a boar or like a wild boar, or is that something?
Hog hunt is female, male, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people call them hogs. They do a lot of rooting around. You hear of hogzilla. I mean, they actually can get up to 300 or 400 pounds, pretty big ones. They're known to be aggressive. They'll actually come after hunters in certain situations. Yeah. If you're on the ground.
They're just a feral wild hog.
Yeah.
They're just pigs that got out and went wild. There still are some Russian boars, and they really say they don't crossbreed a lot, but I've killed some that there's no doubt, because the Russian boars have a big shoulders and a smaller butt and a longer snout. But we still see some of those. But the majority of what we have here are wild, they're feral, right? Wild hogs that got out went wild.
Well, proven fact, a captured or a pet pig will have a rounded forehead. If that same pig escapes within like the first year, it becomes flat. so that
Really?
because they'll actually change the skull shape so they're able to go through brush and everything a lot easier. But it won't switch back. It won't go back to round if it gets captured again.
That's weird. But yeah, they're made to survive, and they do. I mean, you'd be surprised some of the places down there where my brother-in-law them are, buddy, that's cactus and mesquite. You know, it's rough living, and they are everywhere. They're getting to be more and more and more.
Do you eat them, or do you know folks that eat them? Because
I eat them. I eat them all the time. Yeah, sure do.
Okay.
So we take them, and I try to shoot a smaller one. You really kind of keep them under 150 pounds. Is kind of where we want them. But that 50, 60 pounder, you get one that his old ham's about as big as a football. That's a pretty good size one right there to eat. They're pretty good eating. But great pork chops. Normally they're a leaner pork than a domestic pork just because of their diet, unless you're around some grain fields where they're really getting a lot of grain. I've seen them around, cornfields get huge and just, rolling fat, but normally they're a little leaner. Even when I make sausage out of them, I usually add a little bacon or I get some fat back. I'll go to buy just fat from the stores and add to it because they're just a little too lean.
Is the meat tough at all, Johnny, or is that why you try and keep them small?
Well, when you get them a little bigger, a lot of times they'll get a little wild taste to them, a little gamier, especially if they're a big boar or something. But if I get a bigger one, what I do is I soak mine in an ice bath with apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
So that vinegar tends to kill bacteria, and bacteria is really what gives you kind of that wild taste. So a lot of times, if you just properly take care, you get them and you clean them in a hurry and cool them down, you lose a lot of that wild taste anyways. But I'll soak them for 24 to 48 hours in an ice water bath with apple cider vinegar, and they're as good as any pork chop you've ever bought at the store.
Have you ever cooked one whole? Like we're talking about cooking a whole hog?
No, I have not cooked about little bitty ones, but I've actually, my big pit, I just sold. Shane's seen pictures and stuff of my big pit. I just sold it, and I've actually got and it was 9 foot long, so it was plenty big enough. It was 3 foot wide, but I had 3 doors on it, so it wasn't big enough for a very big pig. But actually, Lone Star Grills and I worked out a deal, and they are sending me one of their 4 foot by 24-inch pits. So that should be big enough for a nice sized pig. So I'm going to try to do a whole hog cook. Down here, growing up, if we were going to have a wedding or something, the dads would look at us boys and say, "Hey, go get us some pigs. We're going to, we need something for the wedding." And we'd go out and, shoot pigs, trap them a lot of different ways. But we would come up with that, but we would cut them into hams and shoulders and kind of cook them that way. We never did cook them as one. We always broke them down into their quarters and cooked them that way. But I want to cook a whole one. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. Brian, I just thought of something. Your whole hog idea may be able to come true. I'll get with you tomorrow and let you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we had a comment in the chat. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but it said something about the local grocery store there in Americus may be able to get me one. Just have to give them about a 7-day notice. I would be glad to bring it, man. And obviously it's got to feed more than just our small local clique. We've got to. You got to coordinate with maybe Nick at Bad Apples, and maybe we could feed a bunch of people.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, I can get a pig.
We do it here. It's called pig on a spit, where you got the coals, the fire burning underneath, and the pig just turns. And it takes 6 to 8 hours or more. Italians, we stab the skin, make a hole. Stick garlic and rosemary in. It's to die for. We had one at a party. Brian Waller, your dog would have starved after, man. The meat just falls off the bone, and head and all was got like meat around the head, everything. It's perfect.
My sons cooked them in those, and y'all probably got them over there in Florida, those cajachinas that the Cubans use.
Not that
My
I know
sons
of.
cooked whole hogs in those.
What is it?
It's called a cajachina, a Chinese box. And then they have different, but that's kind of the original one. But what they are is they're a wooden box lined with metal and a lid, and you put your pig in it, and then you stack all the coals on top of it, and it just kind of basically cooks them like in an oven. But I got a buddy that's he played baseball for Florida for the Gators, and after he got out, he came over here and he worked for the San Antonio Missions baseball team, which I forgot what program they're with, but they're one of the minor leagues. And then whenever the Marlins had that really good season here, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, they had that Cuban pitcher, and they were looking for a translator for him. And Julio went back over there and applied for it, and he got hired by the Marlins. So he worked with them, and we got to watch him at the World Series that year. He would always translate for that Cuban pitcher they had in the series. And so he spent a few years with the Marlins. And actually now he's back and he's working at University of Florida again, the Gators, and where his alma mater. He works for them doing something now, but he cooks them in those boxes, and his family gets together. But yeah, he's a Cuban. They actually had to work to get his grandmother out of Cuba to Florida here years ago, and they had worked for years, and they finally were able to get her out of Cuba.
Johnny, you ever tried kangaroo?
I never have, but if I ever make it to Australia, I guarantee I'd give it a try.
You and me
I'll
both.
try anything once.
It's a very lean meat. There's not much fat, but yeah, it's quite nice. A lot of people don't like it. Yeah.
The only thing I've really seen is there's guys over here that make whips out of kangaroo hide. They're very good bull whips. The hide is tremendous, strong leather. I've seen those, and of course on movies you always see people having wallaby stew. So you'd have to go there and have some wallaby stew, I guess.
Yeah. Oh shit! All right, Chef Johnny, give me one more time. Tell everybody how we can vote for you tomorrow.
Just go to Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine at 10 a.m. Central. So that would be, y'all are an hour ahead of us. That would be 11 o'clock y'all's time, right?
Yes.
And 8 o'clock over on the East Coast. And find my video on, it's going to be smoked pork belly party tray, I think is the way I put it, or party platter. And then I list what it is. If you click on it, there'll be links in there to take you to the place to vote. I've got links in the description box. I've got a comment pinned at the top where the top comment will have the link in it. And so if you go there, you can watch my video, and then you can head over there. And there's a link in there for Tommy if y'all want to go see Tommy's video on whatever he did. So
all right,
put that in there also. But that's it. But thank you guys. Appreciate y'all letting me hop on here and beg for votes tomorrow.
For some votes.
And if you forget, it lasts 3 days. So the voting's till 8 o'clock Saturday morning, my time. That'd be 9 o'clock y'all's time. So you could share it around and get people to vote between tomorrow at 10 till Saturday at 8 Central Time.
All right, Chef Johnny, I appreciate it greatly, and as always, you have my vote. You know that. And
sure.
Let me know what.
Jump off here and let y'all start flying again.
Hey, let me know what your nephew says about the paramotor and firing.
I'll ask him. In fact, I don't know if he's going to be down at the ranch this weekend or not. I'm going down there for a turkey hunt, so okay. I may see him this weekend. If not, I'll give him a call and ask him what he knows. It's actually my nephew's nephew, but he's crazy, man. They go out there and catch them with dogs and then stab them with a knife to kill them. you know.
I may or may not have done that already, but it's a lot more interesting to watch someone else do it because you can't get stuck with a tusk.
Yeah.
Shane,
So-
I reckon it'd be legal because if you go to a farmer's property and he's got wild hogs to get rid of, I think it would be legal, especially in a trike, the guy at the front shooting. I don't know about solo.
Well, that's what I'm curious about, and if it's a trike thing that has to be implemented, then dude, I'm telling you right now, it'll that video would go absolute viral.
Do you think you could fly a solo foot launch paramotor low and aim an AR and shoot
No.
hogs at the same time?
A
I don't.
pistol, yes. A pistol, yes.
I mean, if you're tandem, that's a whole nother story.
What
Yeah,
about a
sitting up
shotgun? A
But
shotgun.
but even well, I don't know. I don't. Shotgun's kind of iffy because one, you got to
Hard
take
to
off
hold,
with
hard to
it.
hold like that.
Yeah, and then it's one. It's going to be one-handed.
Get you an automatic, man. Get you that Glock 10 millimeter and just, put your 33 round clip in and go crazy over it,
Yeah, it's not really about shot placement more as it is just putting one down range and
Yeah,
hitting.
you throw enough lead out there, you'll hit something.
Hey, Walter, do they like their guns in Australia as much as we do in the United States?
No.
No, we had ours taken away 22 years ago, mate.
Yeah.
And now
I thought they had pretty strict gun laws there. Yeah.
and now everyone, it's either the police have got guns or the crooks. So, we should have had our guns. It's not right. A lot of people.
That's
A lot
the
of
whole
people-
thing with people wanting to take these guns from everybody. The cops and the bad guys are going to be the only people with guns.
Yes, exactly. And it leaves you vulnerable. Like I keep saying it, we could get taken over by China overnight. And what are you going to do? Throw rocks at them?
After they bombed Pearl Harbor, they were asked why they didn't continue into United States to take over the United States. And
I'm just
the
going to
reason
say that was the Japanese, not the Chinese.
No,
I just said-
yeah.
So they said the reason they did not try to take over the soil of the United States is because the United States citizens is the largest army in the world, meaning there are more people that own guns as citizens than the military. So they could beat the military, but they're not going to be able to come in here, and they'd have to fight everybody with guns. And they're not the captain or whatever. He's like, there's just no way we could have beat the American citizens with all their weapons that they had or they have. And
That's why they wanted to take them.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I know in Florida, this is a gun-loving state, just like Texas. We're not as open like you guys have open carry. You can walk down the road carrying a pistol on your hip and no one will even look at you. And here in Florida, we have concealed weapons, but
Right.
there is a lot of concealed weapons permits here in Florida. And I mean, you cannot take over this country because the citizens themselves are larger than our
And
own.
my question is this: is if they say, "Hey, guns are illegal," how many of these freaking rednecks in the South do you think are going to go, "Oh, here's my guns, you can have them"?
Yeah, no.
Well, I'll say this.
There you
I'll
have
say
it.
this live. I'll say this live on YouTube. I lost all my guns in a boating accident, so
A lot of people
I don't
say
have any
that.
guns to turn in.
Yeah, I hear you, Shane.
Hear a lot of that.
What are you doing? Fishing with guns?
Well, I was hunting, and I brought all my guns, and I forgot to put the drain plug in. The boat sank, and and an alligator came and ate all my guns. So I don't know. Go find the alligators. They got them.
They
Yeah,
can't take all our
it's
guns,
pretty-
man. There's no way. And nowadays, all you got to do is buy a 3D printer. You can print one. And
Yep.
I mean, It's crazy. So they're never going to take them all. I'm definitely
Well,
a
I'll
strong.
tell you what, don't say never, because they're trying like a son of a gun. You look at some of them
You're
laws
right.
they have proposed right now. We know that one crazy woman from Houston, Texas. She wanted to go back and make everything, take away all guns and start taxing them. See, that's one thing that you got to fight is they want a national registry, because
Yep.
they want it to where if I sell you a gun, I've got to do a background check on you. And the only way they can control that is with a national gun registry. And that's one thing they're pushing for, is to register every gun. And what do they say? There's 400 million. There's more guns in the United States than there are people.
Mhm.
And you're right. Only the crooks there. You think the crooks are going to line up and go, "Oh, I've got all these guns"? You know, in the worst crime areas, the most murder areas, the most robberies with weapons are in cities that have very strict gun laws.
Chicago.
You know, Chicago,
Yeah.
Detroit, go down the list. You know, places that they don't allow you to have a gun is people. You know, and that's one of the sad things now is just the people dying that, you know, now, you know, it's you can gripe about police brutality and police shooting people they shouldn't, and I'm not going to argue that fact, but it's amazing that those kids that get killed on the street in Chicago, you know, no basketball player shows up at their funeral. You know, Hollywood's not lining up to do benefits for them. You know, and all this when they're 3, 4-year-old, 7-year-old gets shot down in the streets in Chicago, nobody cares. It's unimportant. But you know, they're raising holy hell right now for that cop shooting that teenage girl. And what was she, like, almost 6 foot tall, 230 pounds, wielding a freaking butcher knife?
Yeah.
And they're rioting because cops shot her, and she was fixing to stab someone, had the knife reared back when they shot her. And people are raising hell that girl got shot. She wasn't a little girl. She was over 200 pounds, and she had a freaking butcher knife that had a blade on it that long.
Yep. I seen the video.
And
But
people are mad.
Yep.
but
That's how crazy people are.
Every
Well-
time I fly with these two guns right here.
That's
And
it.
I'd report that to the FAA right now. Oh, man.
shit. Well, let's get off a less serious topic and talk about BS, because I'm good at that.
Hey,
I will agree with that. I will agree with that. Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off. It's about 9:30, and I just got my video up ready to go for tomorrow, and I'm gonna go in and speak to my wife before it's time to actually go to sleep. So y'all take
Chef
care.
Johnny.
Thanks for y'all sharing my
Thanks, Johnny.
link around, sharing my channel around, and like, subscribe, and share. All right, we'll see y'all.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
take care.
good night.
Have a good one, Johnny.
Good night.
Right.
Hey, I've
Yeah.
never seen a wild hog in North Carolina.
What?
Yeah. See,
Not one. I just asked Nick if he'd ever seen one. He hadn't seen one either.
I haven't seen them in Alabama, but I know for a fact that they're literally 5 miles away from me. You know, I've never seen one flying anyway. I've seen a couple while
Pigs
I'm
don't
driving.
Pigs might fly.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah,
Brian,
I got you.
when I flew out of Aviator, and that one I swooped down, and there was a whole mess of them right there, and I was inches from a couple of those hogs. You mean to tell me if I had a pistol, I couldn't hit one of them?
Of course you would.
I'm telling you, if he tells me that I swore I'd never go back to Texas, but I'm willing to make an exception of hunting from a paramotor and videotaping all of that, because
It sounds
if
cool,
it's,
man, but I'm a hunter, and I got nothing against hunting. It's just you need to try to make a good, clean kill shot, and flying around in a paramotor with a pistol shooting at hogs. I mean, it's going to be hard to make good shots, I think.
Good shot.
And how about the land that the pig's on? I mean, does that play a role at all?
Well, most of those ranches, they just drive up. So when they got these helicopter hog hunts, what they do is they have side by sides following the helicopter, and then the helicopter will actually drop a pin where the hog was shot or the hogs, and then they will just relate. You know, there's 4 hogs here in this section here. The side by sides go and pick them up. When they shoot 200 hogs a night, what they do is they take them back, they clean them, they process them, and they take them to homeless. What are the daily breads to feed the homeless? So they don't just waste all of that meat. I'm sure some of it gets wasted, but a lot of it gets sent out to friends, family, these homeless. Daily breads. I don't know if you guys know what daily bread is. This is where they feed the homeless. You know, so it's all processed meat and everything, but it's free for these folks, and they get their food cooked for them, and they show up and they eat and they are happy. So
that's a ranch where they do that culling, obviously.
Oh yeah. These ranches are massive. You're talking 20, 30,000 acres, and they just fly. But the hogs are so many and so vast that it's just, you can't do any, even killing 200 hogs a day off a ranch is not going to do anything.
No.
It's here in Florida. So we have deer season, we have turkey season. There is no, on private property, there is no hog season. It's open year round. There's no size limit. There's no bag limit. There's no time of day or night that you can hunt. The only rule at nighttime is you have to use, you can't use a 12-volt powered light, meaning like car lights or something that's hooked to the battery. But flashlights these days are so bright, handheld ones, that these guys go out at night. They just walk through the woods. As soon as one starts running, they tag it. They have what they call swamp buggies. They're really high, tired Jeeps, or not Jeeps, but they're homemade built swamp buggies. They got platforms on them, and there's guys up there with lights, and they're just shooting pigs left and right, driving through the swamp and stuff. It does do good, but it doesn't make an impact. There's just too many hogs to keep under control. But people that are actually going out and hog hunting, you can hunt with hogs here. It's just, they're just crazy. It's perfect environment for them to breed.
Yeah, in Florida you can hunt them. I'm not sure about Alabama, but I know in Florida you can hunt them at night with night vision goggles, with ARs, that kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure you can't do it during deer season.
Yes, you can.
Really?
On private property, you can hunt year round.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
That's the only people that allow guns here is farmers with either goats or pigs and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I mean, I know a farmer here in the state of Victoria, where Melbourne is, Shane. He's got such a huge property. It's part of Victoria. It's a huge, like thousands of acres, and he made up these jigs. Cost him about $2,000 to make two compounds, and they let him go in and feed for 2 or 3 nights. On the 4th night, the gates only work one way. 2,500 a night they get in 2 cages.
Wow.
That's and they sell them. They sell them off, and it's like free money for him. He's a merino farmer, top quality merino wool.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I killed a doe one morning sitting in my tree stand, and then about 10 minutes later had a hog come through, shot it, and about 5 minutes later another hog walked through and shot it. So I drug out a deer and 2 hogs in one morning.
Plenty of food.
I've never shot a hog. I hope I never have to, but eventually they're going to be on our property, and I'll have to start hunting them. We have coyotes. We have a lot of coyotes.
Yep.
But I hear those pretty regularly. my thought is on the night hunting or the hunting from a helicopter in Texas is my gut feeling is it's pretty damn expensive to hire a helicopter to hunt from if you don't already own one unless you're rich. But my gut feeling is that these are permitted hunts. There's possibly a game warden on the helicopter, or he knows about it, and I bet it's pretty highly regulated. I doubt that you could just go fly a tandem paramotor and hunt these things. A lot of people have been talking about it. I don't know how many times in the last year I've heard people talk about hunting hogs out of a paramotor. But my gut feeling is it's probably regulated, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a game warden on top of it, on that helicopter in the passenger seat.
Private property, I think it'd be fine to do, Brian. You get them here, same thing, mustering pilots, and they'll go out and shoot of a nighttime, daytime, whatever.
Hey, Brian, if I find out it's perfectly legal, I'll be going through Alabama, just so you know, to get Texas or close to it. You want to go to Texas with me?
Maybe so, man.
You fly the machine and Shane will do the shooting.
Yeah, I don't care who's doing the shooting as long as I'm videotaping. I don't give a damn.
I just
say Will.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I just watched Todd Fostad's video of flying with pigs. It's about a 1.5-minute video, but man, I can see how that he's down in Florida, and I can see how that'd be a real problem. You
see it being a what?
A real problem.
Oh, the hogs or trying to hunt them?
No, the pigs themselves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
so just an example of what they can do. I was down at Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, and where they launch all the rockets at. They have such a hog problem there that they have actually torn up. They regularly tear up. Like we took the tour around, and you can see all these places. Like, what's going on there? It's just the hogs are tearing the whole area up. They had this long gravel pit that they took the crawler out. They used to launch a space shuttle on. They were battling. They were constantly having to redo this because the hogs were coming in there and rooting everything up so bad, just tearing it up, man.
Oh yeah, that big crawler that goes about 0.5 mile per hour.
Yep.
Real slow. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man.
They're a big problem. They are an extremely bad nuisance. They populate so fast. They destroy all your crops. They'll hurt different animal populations, coyotes, deer. The hogs are bad. They're just a nuisance.
Wow.
Hey, getting onto the subject yesterday of shortening your lines. Have you seen the latest Tucker video?
Yep. And where since I bought my wing, and I have taken crap because he did a video on his cubic, and he did the speed bar full trims out, and he had a major collapse during that. And he wanted to blame the wing manufacturer for not building or making a good wing. And it says in the manual not to shorten the brake lines. In this video that he just put out, he admits that he had shortened. The first thing he did was shorten the brake lines.
Was that a cubic or whatever it is? Was it?
Yeah, it's a Nuvic cubic. Is the wing that he did the how fast can I go on this thing, and it collapsed on him.
Yeah.
And he admits in that video that he just posted that he had shortened the brake lines. And so
I don't think it was that wing that he shortened, because that was only a lone wing, which he also gave to someone else, and he collapsed in it too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
In that particular video, it turned out to be the manufacturer did come back and say, hey, these riser lines need to be replaced. And because basically somebody from the manufacturer flew the wing after he had to collapse. and end up having to throw to reserve after they got a collapse. And and then the manufacturer came back and said, basically, yeah, these riser lines should have been replaced. They were not the right length, something along those lines.
Because he proved that when they did the video of it, the test pilot, they noticed that the riser had been changed.
But Walter, the video that me and you are talking about, I think is something that came out like 6 months ago that Tucker put out.
Yeah, more. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Is this different?
This last video that he did where was
Jeff.
it who was in the video that had the collapse and who was it?
I think his name's Jeff. It collapsed on him.
Judd.
And he was upside down.
Judson,
Right.
Judson, yeah.
So Tucker says in the video that he shortened the brake lines.
Yeah.
And he did the same. He said I have to go back and look, but I believe he said that he also shortened it on his cubic. And it says for both the ozone and the cubic, not from the manufacturer. From the manufacturer, it says not to shorten the brake lines.
Yeah, because what you guys, I think Brian mentioned it, where you got to be careful shortening them, because when you get onto full trims out and speed bar, your arms are going to be right up.
Yeah, and talking about Judson, he was the one that basically said, every new wing we get at Aviator from Ozone right off the factory floor, we shortened the brake lines 4 inches, and that's just their standard practice. Now, this being said, that none of the student units have speed bars on.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
None of the student units ever get to fly with a speed bar. So that might be enough reason that they can do that. I don't know. I know that I've got a factory Spider 3 that hasn't been adjusted from the factory. And I know today I was going to take a brake wrap if I could launch it, but I didn't get in there. But I'm planning on just going ahead and shortening my brake lines at least 2 inches and going from there.
Even on the ground, Brian, try it, just to see what, take a wrap while you're on the ground, kiting it, and just see if that works better for you. I think it'll be the same sort of scenario in the air.
The reason I know that I think it's going to make a difference is because I went down to Aviator last Thanksgiving. I flew a Spider 3 wing for the first time. It was a student wing. It was a 26 meter and a 24 meter that apparently Aviator probably already shortened the brake lines on. My first time landing it, of course, I'm landing with a 6 or 7 mile an hour headwind. It's ideal conditions. I flared too much. I ballooned. And then my 2nd through 6th landing, I was like, okay, finally, I get it. I know how these guys make the 2-step landings, because the Spider has so much flare. And then I ordered my brand new Spider from Ozone, and I get it, and I'm coming in hot on every landing. And I have not shortened my brake lines yet. So I know that I've got to shorten. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I think especially a lot of pilots don't use the speed bar, so I'd say it would be fine to do that. But yeah, you'd want to check it if you get into speed bar. That's for sure.
What's keeping you from shortening them, Brian?
What's that?
What's keeping you from shortening your brakes?
Just making sure I don't jump the gun on it. I've landed on my landings fine. I'm just coming in a little hot. I don't have the flare authority that I remember having on the demo wings I flew. I guess the only thing that's keeping me from doing it is I've got to look up the bowline knot and make sure I retie it properly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Brian. Don't cut it off. Just shorten them and tie it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I plan on using. They have a technique where they wrap the excess line through the brake handle and tie it off like it is from the factory. So when I retie it, it'll be tied exactly like it is from the factory, just shorter.
Hey, I just realized we're 44 minutes over. What I like. I know, dude. I don't want to be up all late. I'm up late Wednesday or Sunday night. up late Monday night. Damn, come tomorrow morning, I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
We already lost Jade and Eric, and I think you got
I
one of
know.
them
I seen them
though.
pop off.
Good night,
I gotta
guys.
we got to get them on one camera, so because the reason they mute themselves as soon as they get done, so they don't get the echo. If we can just get them on one camera, because I would actually love their input on half of the stuff we talk about, but they want to just. They're
There she
comfortable. Yeah, she's comfortable in the background. I don't want them in the background. I want them up front.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's what they're not what they're comfortable with. So
I know.
everybody's got their own way.
Oh, there's Eric.
He's upside down. Oh, nice.
He's in Australia.
Yeah, Eric.
Nice. He's spinning backwards, going down.
Yep, we're going to bed, okay?
Good night, y'all.
Thanks, Jade.
Good night, everybody.
Pleasant
Good
dreams.
night, Eric. Good night, dude. Good night.
I tried telling him we need to get on the same
Dude.
camera also, so we'll work on that.
Yeah, because I want you guys to be not so quiet.
Upside down, we were not doing the 60.
Oh my God, Eric.
Hanging from an inversion table or something.
I think they heard you.
He's practicing on being an Australian. Aren't you, Eric?
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
You guys
look.
have a good night and fly safe.
All right, guys.
Right.
See you, dude.
Yeah.
Good night, dude. Oh,
Dude,
shit,
don't call me dude.
You know she's gonna
Hey,
be called dude the whole time at Bad Apples, don't you?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I'm on it now. She doesn't want to be called dude. Should have told me that.
Yep.
Hey, I've seen in here. I just haven't had a chance. Fly baby fly, PPG. We got Yankee Paramotor in the chat, and who else did I miss earlier? Oh boy. Anyways, let's call this a night, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by and helping me out with this show. Please go to Chef Johnny's Texas style barbecue and cuisine, and tomorrow and help him out with that vote. These guys are serious about their shows when it comes to competitions. I mean, they're pretty interesting. If you get time to check out the competition videos, do it, because it is interesting to watch these guys. I mean, they're in their own house, their own kitchens, and they put out these meals. I mean, you saw Chef Johnny's photo. I mean, that dude he can cook. My plating is not great. I can't plate to save my life. I've bought cutting boards that I would refuse to cut on because I want it as a thumbnail.
Yeah, but you know how to break up that butt, though, don't you?
Oh yeah, just smack it a couple good times. Yeah. So, if you guys get a chance, please do that. He's a great guy. He actually does a lot of work for good causes and stuff. So,
What was that site again?
it's
Shane?
Texas style barbecue and cuisine. And his top video, his last video on there has all the information. You click on that, you'll go to the voting site, and you can vote for him and watch the other cooks as well.
I would love to go to one of these cook-offs one time and just sample all the food, man.
Dude, it's intense. It's good food, man. I'm telling you, dude. Brian, when my buddy comes down in May, if you end up venturing down here, he's close to Aviator. We're gonna do some stuff together, and the food is just it's ridiculous. I mean, you go to restaurants and you're like, this isn't barbecue. I had barbecue the other day. This is not barbecue, but yet it's just amazing. So
Yeah, Walter and I will make our own plans. Don't worry about us.
well, if Walter wants to come down, I'll cook him whatever the heck he wants. I mean, if he wants to come over.
I told Walter and I know you got to go, but If he ever comes over to the States, he will not have trouble finding a place to stay. I can guarantee that, you know?
That is for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't stay here, but he can stay many other places.
Yeah.
We'll
Yours,
find you a place,
yours
Walt.
is the first place. Yours is the first place I'm coming to. I'm starting south and going north.
There you
Or
go.
east
He's,
or
he-
west.
he's used to Melbourne, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
He'll come to Melbourne,
I
USA.
can talk the Melbourne lingo.
Wow.
Hey, another quick one. Did you see Jacqueline and Tucker are split up?
Yeah, Jade sent me that. I was like, and I care how? Like, I don't care. Good
Nah,
Lord.
well,
Long as Shane and Cupcake Krista don't split up, I don't care. Because I can't fly with half a wing or half a paramotor, so because she gets half of everything.
Right.
But
Actually,
all right,
you
guys.
can fly with
All right.
half a wing. But
Yeah, you can. Not good though.
No.
All right,
Appreciate you
guys.
having me, Shane.
Yes, sir. Will, thank you. Walter, thank you. Jade, Eric, thank you guys. And I will see you guys next Tuesday.
Great show.
Have a good one, guys.